Let's see what happened. They've been blocking me. I don't know. Sorry, I can't play no damn music. They some haters. What up, Ashley? What up, Peacefully? What are you doing up, girl? I swear I think YouTube are haters. These motherfuckers be hating on my life, YouTube. Leave me alone, YouTube. Y'all, we ain't did coffee in the car after dark in a minute. What are y'all doing? Can y'all hear me? Because it's stuck. Let me see. Oh, no, hold on. Let me refresh. Don't go nowhere. Okay. Okay, I'm back. I'm back. What y'all doing? Hey, Catherine Coleman. What up, Stag? I'm only me. What's up, girl? Man, we ain't did a mushroom cheeseburger. Oh, okay. Coming from the bar? Me too. So now I got coffee. I'd have been to two different bars. I was at two different ones. Everyone. There was some slimmies out, but it was this one couple that kept fucking, and it was a black couple, and you rarely see black couples do the shit they was doing. But them motherfuckers was kissing. I mean, just kept kissing. And I turned around, they was all hugging each other, like forward. They on bar stools, like facing each other, just hugging and groping and kissing. I'm like, what in the fuck is happening here? Then I turned and I seen two girls dancing on each other. I was like, I gotta turn around. I'm missing the motherfucking action. I didn't like the way it was seated. I had to scoot my chair around. I could not see enough. I said, there's some fucking or something going on in this club. Because these motherfuckers is acting fuck out of crazy. Mm. And that was the second one. The second one. The first one, that was cool. They was like a very diverse. Both clubs were very diverse. They was like about to get it in. About to get it in. I was like, what in the fuck is happening? I mean, there's a black couple too, a Mennonite couple, you know. I'm like, 80s, right, Tootie. Like, what in the fuck? Black love. I love black love. It was just the excessive ass kissing. I said, at what point is they trying to fucking prove? I don't know what the point they were trying to prove. I just kept looking like, what are they doing? No, really, for real, what they doing? I was like, what the hell? It was cool though. They both was cool little spotty spots. Little spotty spots. I said we ain't did coffee in the car in a long time, and not even that that's what it's called. It's just what the fuck we used to do, you know. Get our chills on, and we drink our coffee. What was the point, nigga? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know YouTube's point to keep blocking. They're shadow banning me. Gratitude, Lish. I be feeling like, hey, I can't see. Even though I'm looking at me, but it feels like I'm looking at y'all. Ain't that strange? I feel like I'm looking at y'all, like I'm having a conversation with y'all, even though I see me. I don't see me. I see y'all. Girl. I tell y'all a secret. I want to do it. I do. I'm just like, I don't. Maybe it's because I'm 42 now, but it's just like I keep wanting to just have sex, and it's not that I'm even having sex because I'm not. I just keep. Well, I did. I mean, but it's been a while now. I mean, it's a couple of days after New Year's, but that's a while. I mean, not for me. Let me complain. But for me, it's usually longer. It's usually longer for me. So this is. I'm actually probably was doing. Don't know. You know. Anybody else got whiskers? I hate the whiskers right here on the side. I pluck them and have them waxed, but I hate the whiskers. Just you and ghetto too. Girl, that snow was just really fucking crazy. Snowing in some places, not snowing in other places, and I mean in the same damn cities. Like what? Hey Tiffany Taylor, what's up, Charmy? My skin. Oh wait a minute. I'm being nosy in a conversation. Oh, the whiskers. Yes, girl. Like here and here, and I'm like, what in the fuck? Let me tell y'all. One day I went to go get. Matter of fact, it was the last time I went and got my eyebrows done. But I've done these. I did these myself. I arch them myself with the little stick or whatever. But the last time I went and got them waxed was right like a day before Christmas. Christmas, December 24th. Let me say it that way. And she did my eyebrows, and then she was like, was that the same? No, that was the one before. Okay, anyway, doesn't matter. I went and got my motherfucking eyebrows waxed, and she didn't really she speak English, but I could tell she was foreign, you know. And so she's like, she did the eyebrows, and then she was like, "Do you want me to do this here?" I was like, "No, I'm good." She was like, I said, um. She said, "You sure?" I said, "Well, go ahead and do it then." She said, "Yeah, because you really need it." I said, "Oh shit, was it that bad, girl?" Like I didn't realize, bitch, I was a whole cat out this motherfucker. Like I didn't realize I just had whisker after whisker. I said, yes, that's what it was. It was actually threaded. It was actually threaded, Liz. That's why I know it was the one before because she threads them and she does them so quick. I feel like she's tearing my skin off my face. But the last time I got it done at Christmas, that was a wax in the mall. But I used to go to this one mall. Well, it's two different malls. Let me not lie. It's two different ones. And I get them threaded, and they both foreign. Both of the ladies who do them in the two different places, they both foreign. But they be threatening to fuck. But that one bitch, that one, this bitch, I felt like she was. I mean, like literally carving the skin from my face. I was like, what in the fuck? Child. Oh no. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. The first time I got it waxed, remember I was y'all probably remember, some of y'all maybe. I was Toddy's first client because she was going to school at Aveda, and When I say wax, I mean that right there. This. Cause I used to be like a Veet girl. I would Veet. I didn't really like to shave it because of the hair bumps, but I was a Veet girl or clippers. I do clippers, you know. But Toddy needed someone to be her model, like I said, because she graduated from Aveda Cosmetology, right? And she was learning to wax, and she needed a model to wax. And I'm like, okay, cool, yeah, let's do it, rock and roll, boom. No, I did it on a live. I don't know if y'all remember that shit. That shit hurt so bad. Oh my god. I mean, I still go get waxes at this day, now. But that's why Papa was like, "Don't be doing that." So I have figured out another way. I'm like, listen, something has to be done with this though. Papa say you can cut it down, just don't touch the skin, you know, so it don't affect the follics. That's what Papa said. So I went and was visiting for Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving? Nope. Nope, nope, nope. I went visiting. It was a few weeks ago. Just a few weeks ago. I went visiting, and I'm like, I'm gonna go get waxed, but I like to get the inner labia, the inner lips. I like to get those waxed, and then the butt if I'm gonna do anything. And then I'll take clippers and just cut everything else, make it fashionably good, you know. You know. First of all, the motherfucking wax was on 1,000 or something, bitch, because it was so fucking hot. Because it's not supposed to be that hot. The motherfucking wax was hot as fuck. Like, why is your wax this hot? Are you not testing it on your arm? She must have spread in my lips, child, and put that motherfucking wax. I like to jump up off that table. That's all you hear is paper. I like to jump up. I said, "Whoo, that's hot! Whoo, that's hot." She was like, "Oh, is it hot?" Yes, bitch. I like sugaring. I like sugaring. I like sugaring, right? I really do. But I explained to her, I say I only want the inner of the labia, the lips, I want the inner of the lips just to get that out of there. And I want the butt. I want you to do the butt. And she says, okay. Now, granted, she's very fast, right? She's very fast with it. This is my first time ever with her. She's a young black girl, beautiful studio, very clean, except for I kept hearing something that sounded like a dog, and I looked down, there was a little miniature dog in a cage. He was so cute, just the cutest. I wanted to kidnap him, but why is he in here? That's not sanitary? Okay. So, she said, you can butterfly for me. I'm like, okay. I tell you, she put that motherfucking hot ass wax on there like to jump off the table. Now, like I told you, I didn't explain to her what the fuck I wanted. Do you know she did it so fast where she went up all the way over around like my whole coochie. Like I don't even know how the fuck she put that wax on my coochie in one swipe like that. I really don't. On one half, on one side, she put the motherfucking wax on there. Like I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's not as big as I think. I don't know. This bitch, I said, no, I wanted you to just do the insides. Like, yeah, I got you. No, bitch, you don't, because you didn't wax my whole cooch on the outside. Why would you do that? Why would you do this? Not what my instructions was. And I didn't even I didn't even need it because I already used the clippers, you know. So it was so low, it was invisible. I'm like, what the fuck? It may not be as big as I think. Maybe it's not as big as I think, Tansy. I don't know. I got a fat mom. I'm trying to figure it out. I don't know how that bitch put that. She once swiped it on one side. She swiped it on one side. I said, and it went from the top down to the inside of the. I said, how the fuck did she put that wax on it like that? I don't know. Hmm. I do not know. I know that motherfucking wax is hot as shit, and it's not supposed to be that motherfucking hot. Let me say, anybody see? Anybody see what? Um, ain't lying. Hey, gratitude, Latoya. What's up, CMR TV? Yeah, I'm trying to see what they're looking at. That's what I was trying to see what they're talking about. They're playing with my numbers. Anywho, but I did that on camera. I was getting waxed the first time, tied on camera. And a lot of ladies, of course, I didn't show my cooch. I didn't show the badge. I didn't show that. It was just like, talking to me while I'm doing it. I was a chubby, too. I was a chubby then. Yeah. A faded face in the sunroof. Was it mine? What up, G? You seen it faded away? A faded face. Oh, yeah, I seen it. Girl, the experience, yeah. That first time the first time I got waxed, and I had let the hair grow out a little bit because I didn't know that she didn't want. I didn't know like to like cut it down before. I didn't realize that. And when Toddy did it, this was the first time I ever got waxed. My lips was waxed together. I was like, what the fuck? Toddy kind of panicked. She ran out and got her teacher, like, oh my God, now she got to come in here and unwax the glue stick my lips from being together. I said, what in the fuck? But that's my baby, so I'm trying to support her. You know, she got it right after that. Other times she did it, like she got it right. But she had them waxed together my goddamn lips, child. I said, oh my God. It was her first time doing it by herself, so she was super nervous, and she was doing me, so she was super nervous. I'm like, I've told people that before, and they was like, even people that was on the live once was like, they don't know how I can let my daughter wax my cooch. Like, she came after that motherfucker. She came out of that motherfucker. Yeah. You seen some beautiful lights, Kimberly? Okay, gratitude, gratitude. That the spirit seemed to be all the way around, honey. That's exactly where she came from, Cheesy. You know what I mean? Did I tell y'all about the time when I was with the white guy, the genome? That's where my son came from. My son that I lost, my baby. My baby was half genome. And I lost that baby. But I didn't know if I had ever told y'all about him. That was weird. It was strange. Yeah, all of it, like how everything happened, how I met him, like it was just strange. It's gonna be okay, Queen. Just relax your mind. Let's have story time. It's gonna be all right. Laid by Brit. It's gonna be all right. Just relax. We're gonna be good. We're gonna keep each other company for a little bit. It's okay. I got a little piece of joint if you wanna hit that. Shanae. Okay, I'll tell it. I've talked to my son probably like four times. I just was recently telling y'all about when I did my DMT. I mean, not my DMT shit. My shrooms trip. How he came to me and wanted me to look at him, child. It tore me up. I ain't gonna lie to you. So I keep trying to see what y'all can see. I don't think y'all can see that. Excuse me. You know how that goes. Okay. Move it up. Shit. It's a safe space, Corey. Right. Okay. Now I don't feel no type of way about it because he was just a part of my life. His name was Randy. And he was just, he's one of those parts of my life where I was still trying to find me. So, okay. So my cousin, Emil, of course, that's Jamaica's dad. He used to do construction, for a company in Cincinnati. And, I think it's called, I want to say Sears something. This is a construction company. They used to like lay pavement and help to build certain properties and stuff right in Cincinnati. And so he introduced to me. I believe I can't even think of what the circumstances was. Like he just introduced me to Randy, and him and I started talking, and then we went on a date. I went on a date, and I went to his house, which was a trailer. He lived in Ross County in Cincinnati. And when I say that, reason why I'm being specific when I say Ross County, so y'all will understand, this motherfucker lived in Hickville. This is all Genome area. Okay? So he introduced me to him. I go to the trailer. Um, I fucked him. I mean, listen. I did. How old was I? Toddy was 16 months. Toddy was one. She was maybe a little bit over one. So yeah, she was one, but she was like a little bit over one. Of course, Toddy should be 25 in April. But okay, so I said, okay, I did. Don't judge me. Damn. But I never left. I didn't want to tell y'all this shit. I never left. I never fucking left. So like I don't get me wrong, like I would leave and go get stuff and shit like that. Like I didn't move in, but I was there for a few days. Okay. Hey motherfucker Jennifer. What up, JoJo? Is it JoJo Carbon? So okay. I left but I didn't leave. Like I stayed at his house for a few days. Okay, so like I stayed at his house for a few days. He went to work because he still worked. He worked construction, and that's the time, like I said, Tati was like one and a half type shit, whatever you want to say. Um, when I got with him, and she might have been like 16, 17 months. I do believe it. So it was like, I don't know. It was like he was making money, but the money it was he made like $12 an hour type shit doing construction, but he made good money, especially for that time. You know what I'm saying? And so I was working, but I was working at the Speedway because we had just my cousin had just moved because he was staying at Hunters Glen in Cincinnati, him and his wife and their kids, and so I was staying with them out there. It's Amy and Emil. Remember Amy? Used to be with my baby daddy. This is Amy and Emil. I was staying with them out in Hunters Glen, and that's when he introduced me to Randy. And so I went out there. I was out there for a few days, I think, and I just was like not feeling the trailer because when he went to work, I don't know. First of all, stop, pause. I don't know where I'm at. He tells me that it's Ross County, but I don't know where I'm at. All I know is we drove hella motherfucking far from where I was at. Seems like to me. And it was genome land, but I didn't realize it. So when I'm in this trailer by myself, because he didn't went to work, I'm peeking out the window because I see something fly past the window. I said, what the fuck is that? Because I didn't went into, don't judge me. I couldn't take what I was looking at. Like the house, the trailer wasn't dirty. It was just like lonely as fuck white man genome shit, and this nigga was eating beans out of cans type shit. That's yes, 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 he was. Yes, yes, yes. I said out of the can. What are you talking about? I said he was eating beans out of the can. He went to work. He went to work. He didn't really want me to leave. I'm like, oh my fucking goodness. And then I answered the phone. When I answered the phone, some German lady was on the phone looking for him. That was his stepmom. This bitch was mean as shit. She was they listen, they what I'm trying to say to you is they are racist as fuck where he's from, right? So I see something fly past the window. I said, what the fuck is that? I peek out the window. It's a little white girl. She little white girl, like because she was like 6, 7 years old, and she was like when I peeked out the window or I opened up the little back door thing. When I looked out, she looked like she had seen a motherfucking ghost. I feel like she had not seen a black person in real life before. She looked terrified and shocked. I said, "What is she fucking doing?" She was looking at me like, and I'm looking at her like, "Get on away from me, little white girl. Go on now." Mm-mm. I don't even know why you're around this trailer. So I'm out there for a few days, and then I go back, and then we ended up like immediately. He started taking me on like kind of I don't want to say expensive trips, but like he would take me to the hotel, but when he take me there, he's getting like the penthouse suite, like the expensive type shit. He was taking me like canoeing and camping and doing shit that I never really did, But I like fishing, so I grew up fishing because I'm from Tulsa, Oklahoma, right? And I grew up fishing and going to pick green onions and shit like that. Like I grew up doing that and scaling fish. We used to have to scale fish, you know. But I had never been like camping and you know what I mean. Like I growing up, I was the type of person like my mentality was different than other girls. Like, cause I'm like, nah, I don't want your motherfucking money, nigga. I don't need you to do shit for me. I don't never want you to think that you did something for me, like that I can't do for myself. So I didn't like take gifts or let guys give me shit. And so after a while, motherfuckers weren't even asking. if they could give me anything, you know what I mean? So I'm like, nigga ain't gonna help to pay a bill around this motherfucker. I said, maybe I manifested that shit. Excuse me. Anyway, so he would take me to do those things, hold on, my friend, hold on. Can y'all still hear me good? Let me know if y'all can hear me. Your hands stay out though. Okay. All right. So I was not really used to that, right? And like I said, he was making $12, so he was making pretty good money. So he would do that, and then he was like, "Let's move in together. Let's get an apartment." And I'm like, "Get out of my grandma's house. Get out of my cousin's house. Get into my own. Cool. Let's do that. Let's do that." I was 19. I was 19 years old, and it was like immediate. Then I got pregnant. I got pregnant with the baby, and shortly after, even like knowing or finding out that I was pregnant, I miscarried, and I was very devastated because what happened was I just found out I was pregnant, and I was having like cravings and the munchies and shit, and I was very excited about it. You know what I mean? And I went to the bathroom and I seen the blood, and when I sat on the toilet, it just fell out in the toilet. I screamed bloody murder. You know what I'm saying? It was very fucked up. It was. And there was so much blood in the toilet I couldn't see what was baby and what wasn't. I didn't know. In my mind I couldn't. I flushed it. I couldn't. I couldn't. Like I was devastated. So and okay. Can I tell my own story? Okay. So I didn't just happen to get pregnant. I was trying actively to get pregnant by him. And it wasn't like, because we was already living together. He had already got me the apartment, but I wanted to have a baby. So it's not like I was trying to trap him or no shit. I just was trying to get pregnant, and I didn't want him to know that I was trying to get pregnant. And so I would like after we do it, I would go in the bathroom and put my feet up for like 10 minutes. That's how I got pregnant. But like shortly after I found out that I was pregnant, that's what I said, I miscarried the baby, right? So him and our relationship was like tumultuous, child. We would be fighting and arguing, and oh God, here we go. Let's talk about it. Child, me and this man would be going at it. I remember one time, I don't know what the fuck he thought, but like I said, he come from a racist, and I don't prejudice. I mean, just you understand what I'm saying when I finish telling you the shit. So one time, this motherfucker was mad 'cause I think I'd been out with Amy and them, and which was cool. It's not like I was bar hopping. It's just I really didn't go out anymore, so I went out with them. I can't remember. We got into it. We in the bed. We have a water bed. We get into it, and I can't remember what the fuck. But I put my leg on here, and that motherfucker must say, "Get your fat ass leg off me." And I was small. I said, "What?" Child, this man, this Gino man, then pushed me. This motherfucker pushed me out the fucking bed. I said, "Oh, this motherfucker done lost his rabbit mind." But when he pushed me, it broke the wooden paneling on the side of the water bed. I was like so fucking pissed. I was fucking pissed. It was on that night. It was on that night, but I let the motherfucker breathe. I let him breathe. So we didn't had like two or three big blowouts. Okay, him and I. Like I don't know what voice be in my head sometimes, but that time, this time I'm talking about with him, but right there, I something said that I could take him. Like, bitch, you can take him. Fuck this motherfucker. I said, you probably right. I was so pissed and angry. I can't remember what it was about. But something in my mind said, bitch, you can take him. Why would I grab this man by his head and was trying I then went over there and fucking tried to tackle tackle him by the motherfucking head. Like how you put somebody in a headlock. I was so pissed. I was so pissed. He put a knot on my head. The knot was so big I was scared to go to sleep. I mean, we was in there banging. I was so frustrated and tired of it. He like it was a lot. Okay, if I'm gonna tell you, I might as well just tell y'all all of it for real because like I started noticing certain things about him. Right. First of all, I smoked Newport cigarettes at the time, and he smoked Marlboros. But like I said, I worked at Speedway, so I could get cigarettes. I didn't say I paid for them, bitch. I said I can get them. How did I get them? Real quick sidebar. Don't let me forget. Keep track of the conversation. I worked at Speedway, and so I was I think second shift, third shift sometimes, but second shift at this one here, this particular Speedway. Oh, matter of fact, you're right. It wasn't a Speedway. It was a Sunoco, because I worked at both of them, but this was the Sunoco. And so I would get to put the cigarettes up. But when I'm unloading the cigarettes out the cart and you putting them up on a stand, right? I would leave like two in the pack of the carton. Then I would throw the carton in the trash. And then I would take the trash out and put the cigarettes in my cart and then come back in. And period. And so that's how I was getting cigarettes. So I smoke cigarettes, he smoked cigarettes, but this motherfucker smoked cigarettes. Okay? I mean, he smoked cigarettes. Like he would be putting one out and getting ready to light another one. What you say? Oh, you talking to them? Okay. Man, but he would be smoking one and getting ready to put it out and light up another. And that's just how much he smoked. And I don't smoke like that. And so he started smoking. I started smoking. Like we had to be compromised. Like 'cause he smoked too fucking much. And I don't smoke no motherfucking Marlboros. I smoke Newport. You know what I'm saying? I would smoke Newport Kings in the box. Sometimes it's half pack, but in the box. And so we had to come to a compromise. So we started smoking Marlboro menthols. We started smoking the Marlboro menthols, and so it was still like that. I'm telling you, that shit was arguments too. Like, cause I would click the fuck out. Like, why the fuck do you keep smoking all of the cigarettes? Why the fuck do you keep smoking all of this? Why is you smoking like that? Like, you got your motherfucking five. Why is you touching my cigarette? I used to be heated. They think it's funny because then Emil had moved in with me. Right, he was staying with me because him and Amy was going through some shit. So Emil was now staying with me. I had got the apartment. out there. That's why I made it clear where we were staying at Hunter's Glen. Randy got me an apartment out there at Hunter's Glen. It was a 2-bedroom. It was my first apartment. And I was in the front of the apartment complex, and Emil was in the back, like not in the back. Well, not in the back really, but just kind of a little back there further than I was, in like the little cut or whatever. But it still wasn't like all the way around and back to that way. But you know, anyway. So Randy was a heavy smoker. Plus, okay, you know how somebody trying to avoid telling you something, so they just keep talking about the same thing. I keep talking about these cigarettes because I'm trying to avoid this, but I'm gonna tell you. He had asked me if I would stick my finger in his ass. Now, now, for me, stick. First of all, I don't, I don't even like that. Now, me put my motherfucking finger in no, and no, not in the man's ass. Now, if a bitch on it, I mean. But I'm saying, not no man's ass. I'm not gonna stick my finger in a man's ass. White man, black man, Indian. I don't give a fuck. I'm not gonna do that. You know. Now, like I said, if a bitch want me to do that, then baby, maybe stop. You know what I mean? But I don't trust men's hygiene. Let me just tell you, I don't trust men's hygiene. So I just can't. And he's a genome, and that was in my mind. You know what I'm saying? That was in my mind, like, no, because what if it was, okay, did I try to? I tried it. Fuck. I tried it. I tried it once. I tried it. But I couldn't. I couldn't. They don't wipe correctly. And I was scared. But my fingers would, he wanted me to do it while we was doing it. Girl, with Jalicia, oh my God. That was in my mind. Stick my finger where, sir? Oh my God, he was freaking. I'm gonna tell you about it though. He used to like me to pee on him. Okay, stop. He used to like for me to piss on him. Okay, and it wasn't like he wanted me to stand up on him and pee on him, but if no, Latoya, stick with me. He wanted me to pee on him. Like if we doing it, you know how sometimes you gotta pee. It ain't squirt, but you gotta pee. You're like you really gotta pee, and he'd be like pee on me, like pee. Why are we doing like pee? I'd be like what? I pissed on him twice. His freak game was too strong. I ain't finished. I'm tell you. Yeah. Okay. Like this is a no judgment zone, motherfuckers. This is a no judgment zone. Okay. So he used to like for me to pee on him type shit, and he used to like to tie me up type shit. So let him tie me up type shit. But in the midst of all of this, like I said, him and Emil worked construction together, and there'd be days where they didn't work, and so they love fucking Madden. That's all they used to do is play Madden football. Like the shit would get on my nerves, even when I didn't wasn't living with Randy and I was still with Emil, and Amy, like or they were just football fanatics. Emil is a football fanatic, and so was Randy. And so they used to play this shit constantly. It was more than just them two, but I'm just saying them because they based on the story. So these motherfuckers, they would be in the house. I've come in from work, and they sitting there playing a game, and ain't nobody cleaned up. Ain't nobody took shit out to cook. Ain't nobody cooked nothing. And I clicked out one day because I came in, they was playing a motherfucking game, drinking beer and shit. And then my cousin, Emil, gonna say, well, what is you getting ready to cook? What? Who? Who? I don't even know what you mean, sir. I don't even know what you mean, sir. Him and I get into the biggest argument. I was going to stab him with a fork. It was ugly. Then Mother's Day, Randy and I get into it. We was getting ready to all go to Old Charlie's, Amy and Emil, me and Randy, because we used to do shit like that. You know what I mean? Like go out to eat. We would do certain shit like that. You know. We was trying to get into the swing of doing that anyway. So again, we didn't get to arguing. I got upset about these cigarettes. Don't judge me. And I just start crumbling packs of cigarettes. Like, bitch, the fuck? You keep smoking all of the fucking cigarettes? Like, I was just so irritated. Like, I just, like, you love these motherfuckers. I just start crumbling packs of cigarettes. He had bought me an outfit and some perfume for Mother's Day. And so I was going to wear that to Charlie's for the dinner. And we in the truck, we arguing like, and that's so funny. I never thought about that. He had a red Jeep just like Eric. Eric had a red Blazer, but Randy got a red Jeep. That's weird. Anyway, so what am I could tell you about him? I don't know. But so we in the truck, motherfucking arguing. I get so pissed. I was like, I wouldn't give a fuck, and I threw my whole outfit out the window. When I threw it out the window, it landed in oil. Emil picks it up like, man, you fucking tripping, man. I'm like, fuck that. I'm sick of this shit. I'm sick of his shit. You know, like, I'm sick of this. Sick of your shit. You know, like, sick of this shit. He hands me the motherfucking outfit. Randy didn't win in the house, or I didn't win in the house. Either way, we separated. It's just me and Emil standing there talking, or wherever we were standing at. I can't even fucking remember. All I know is, it's probably because I was fucking delusional and out of my motherfucking mind. All I know is, I looked at the fucking outfit and I seen the oil stains on it, and I just busted out crying. I was like super upset. Emil was like, "What is wrong with you?" I said, "It has oil on it." He started laughing. He said, "Man, something's wrong with you. Something's wrong with you, man." I was like, "Nah, I was really fucking pissed, man. It was just like so much. I was just sick of it, you know." I felt like he didn't give a fuck about my miscarriage for real. You know, when I was in the process of the miscarriage, when I went to the hospital, okay, and they told me like my numbers had went down, and I'm like, they was like, you probably are going to miscarry, and I'm like, no, I'm not. You know, like I just found out I was pregnant like last week. Like, what are you talking about? You know, so they put me on bed rest. So I'm on bed rest. I got my feet up, and I'm watching like City of Angels. And Toddy, like I said, she's a little thing, but Toddy was very self sufficient child. Toddy would go in there and make up her fucking bed, be in there singing clean up, everybody. So she had her own room, her own bed, a little toy box and shit. I'm like, okay. So I'm laying in there, and he's in there fucking playing the game. Like he did not give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? So I was just like, okay. I just felt like I was in it all by myself. I had called my sister, one of my sisters, and I was like crying. Um, until I thought I was, you know, miscarrying because what the doctor said. And she was like, well, what is you crying for? I was like, what? I was so pissed. I just hung up in her face. I just hung up. Because I was just like, what? So I was like laid up. I went and laid down, and then when I got up, I went to go use the bathroom. When I went to the bathroom, it was blood, and it just like came out of the toilet. Like, I just was screaming, but I just felt like he didn't give a fuck, right? So this one particular night, we get into this is actually in the daytime. Listen, I can get real fucking crazy, okay? I really the fuck can. So we get into this argument to fight. Remember, I said it was so much. It was more than just cigarettes. But when I grabbed him by his head and tried to put him in a headlock, and he put a speed knot on my head, like it really went down that day. Like it really the fuck did. Like we were really banking in that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? And when he left, because he had went, I can't remember if he went to, if he went somewhere with Emil or if he went, like went to, I can't remember if he went to work. I can't remember. All I know is, shouldn't put your motherfucking hands on me. I cut up all his shoes, his tackle box because he loved fishing. I cut up everything. His work shirts, work pants, and I didn't just cut up the shoes. Like I stabbed them. I put holes in them. So as he was walking, I didn't give a fuck. It was shoes and boots alike for work. I didn't give a fuck. Like I crushed his PlayStation. I crushed that. I lost my fucking mind. I did. I did. I did that. Him and I had got into it, man, and I chased this motherfucker in the bathroom. I had a butcher knife, man. I was gonna kill this motherfucker. I ain't gonna lie to you. I chased this bitch down the hallway. He went in the bathroom and locked himself. I was stabbing the fuck out that door. I said, I'm going to kill you, bitch. I was stabbing the fuck out of this door to the point where the knife broke off in the motherfucking door. When the knife broke off in the fucking door, bruh, he snatched it through the other side, because I'm telling you, I was hacking at the door. I was getting ready to kill this man in his bathroom. He had locked himself. I didn't give a fuck. It was a wooden door. I was hacking that bitch. I was hacking it. I hit that bitch one time and tried to pull it back. It broke. That motherfucker snatched it out the door so quick. Bitch, I dived into the room and locked the door, bitch. Because my room was right across from the bathroom. I seen him snatch that motherfucking knife out that door. I did a bout face, bitch, and ran in the bedroom and locked that motherfucking door, bitch, because he white. I don't know what he's going to do, but I know what I was going to do. I was going to kill this motherfucker. Yes, that's what I did. When that bitch left, because he fucking left. When he left, I went in the closet, bitch. I shoes. I ain't give a fuck. I was cutting clothes, bitch. Work clothes. I was stomping on shit. I didn't give a fuck. Tackle box. I broke that bitch into pieces. The motherfucking PlayStation. I didn't give a fuck. I did not give a fuck. You hear me? I did not. I was going to kill this motherfucker. Oh, my God. He comes back. He come back home. He come back home. This motherfucker wore that shit to work. He wore that shit to work. I felt bad. I ain't going to lie to you. I felt bad, bitch. He got dressed for work. I looked at him. We had on the shit that I had cut up the fuck up. It was slits all in the pants. In his work shirt with the little Randy on it. Fuck. I ain't give a fuck. I ain't give a fuck. I did not. His daddy, man, we used to get into it about his fucking parents, right? Like, his mom had passed and his father had remarried to the German bitch. They were racist as fuck. He had took me over there one time because they said they wanted to meet the darkie. Okay. So we go over there. We went over there, and he asked us to come over. He invited me over for Thanksgiving. And I didn't know that he was asking Randy, like, are you going to bring the darkie to Thanksgiving dinner? Her and her daughter. And I'm like, what? So I didn't really give a fuck about them. They didn't want him to be with me. They was very, very fucking upset that he was with me. Like, you know, I went through some shit as far as the racism and, you know, the racial barrier type shit, like him being a genome, me being the fine Melanite, you know, whatever. We went through some shit on that level, too. But his father and that German bitch, his stepmom, like, they hated me, and I fucking hated them, and I ain't give a fuck. But his dad wanted him to leave me, so after I had cut all his shit up, he had went over there. And him and his daddy got into it because he was like, leave that that nigger black bitch alone. And he was like, defending me like I'm not gonna stop fucking with her. Like leave me alone with this. Like whatever I do is what I do. Child, it was it had started raining type shit. His father had put his hands on him. Like that's very unusual for me, knowing them that his daddy would put his hands on him, but he did. Like he was fucked up. He had like some bruises on him, scratches on him and shit. Like child, he was in the fucking woods hiding because he done ran from his father's house and it was like by all these trees. He done dove in there, y'all. It is water. He is in puddles, but he got cuts in his boots, his shoes. So the water's coming in through the fucking. I tell you, I stabbed bottoms and tops of the shoes. He was in puddles, yo. But I felt bad as fuck, man, when he came to the house, bro. When he came home, I felt bad. He was telling me what happened. I'm like, but don't feel bad for this motherfucker, cause I'm not finished about what the fuck, how the living on. Just let me finish. Oh, it's about to get deep. Yeah, wait a minute. So he like, no, I'm not gonna stop fucking with her. He come home, all this other shit. So now we months, a little bit in past, and so now we talking about sex toys and wanting to get sex toys, and because I said he's a freak, he likes freaky shit. So he had got me this cucumber like vibrator, and it got the little plug on it, and you hold the little thing like um I don't really like I don't really like straps and dildos and shit. I don't really like that. I usually eat my pussy and maybe some fingers. I don't know. Sometimes hands be dirty, fuck around, have bacteria infection. But I'm just saying. But I don't really like to put them in me. You know what I mean? I will, but it's like, what is that? And so I would just use it for the vibration, and sometimes that shit be too strong. I'm like, bitch, I'm about to pass the fuck out. You know. But he, I only used it probably maybe 3 times because I don't really like it. I didn't like that one particular. Let me say that. And so I had probably only used it a few times, but he felt like I was using it without him or too much without him or whatever the fuck he thought. I don't know. So he took my batteries out of it. He took my batteries out of it. So then him and I had got into it again one time, and it just was getting to the point where I didn't even want him to touch me. You know what I mean? So, but did that come first? Yes, that came first. No, no, no. Let me back up. We are about to fuck. Now he already took the batteries because he felt like that, right? So I'm not really thinking anything of it. I'm not gonna go get no more batteries, for that thing or nothing. So I'm not really thinking too much of it. Like fuck it, you gonna eat this pussy anyway. I don't give a fuck. What you talking about? Whatever. So I didn't really care that he had took the batteries out of it, right? So one night we about to get down on it, and he said to me, I want you to use your toy. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. He's like, but I want you to use it on me. I said, what? He said, I want you to fuck me in my ass with it. And I'm like, hmm. I'm like, shit, like, that's what the fuck he want. I'll give it a go, I guess. I'll give it a go, you know. I don't know, but I just was like, I'll give it a motherfucking go. I said, okay. He had put the batteries back. So you got to understand how important this shit is. He had put the batteries back, like, so I guess he was operating this thing, you know what I mean? I don't know. He had put the batteries back in it because he wanted me to use it on him. So we in the bed, and I sit up because I'm like, okay, this is what he want me to do. Okay, I sit up. He sit up, but when he sit up, he lay down on his back and spin around, and he threw his legs over my shoulders. Did you hear what I said? He laid on his back. He spent around in front of me, so now his ass is facing me. He threw his legs over my shoulders. I said, okay. Now I'm sitting there. I'm baffled. But I ain't never did no shit like that. You know what I mean? And I'm baffled because of the bitchness of it. The bitchness of it, right? I'm baffled by the bitchness of it. Okay? Right. Who is that? Empress. Right. So I'm like, what the fuck? Like, okay. He threw his legs, and so it was like the little squirm that he did while I was trying to put it in. He did it like a little, look, like a little squirm. Like now, I'm expecting because I didn't been tail popped a time or two. Don't fucking get me wrong, okay? I done been tail popped, so I know the pain level of that shit, right? So and this is not a small thing. This is like this. This is like that, right? That's not small, right? It's not small, right? It went in. It just I was expecting to have to like wiggle it, jiggle it, get it in. I was expecting that. It went right the fuck in, and he wiggled again, and I dropped it. I said, "You want to tell me something?" He was like, "What?" I said, why did why did it do that? Why did it go in why did it go in like that? Like why that didn't hurt you at all? He started laughing like, what? I have a high tolerance for pain. I said, man, no, no, no. That's not it. That's not right. Nope, that's not it. I said, what the fuck is going on? I said, like, are you gay? He's like, what? No. He's like sitting up at this top. He's like, what are you talking about? Like, I'm talking about that. I'm talking about that. Like, why they do that like that? For real. There wasn't no pain for you or nothing that went right in. There was no pain. Like, no, I didn't been tail pop, nigga. I know that should have caused some sort of ache. This motherfucker kept telling me I just have a high tolerance for pain. What? You've done this before. So now listen, I don't speak to him for 3 days. We walking around the house. I'm not speaking to him for three because you fucking men. You're fucking men. Like men are fucking you. Like no. So I'm not speaking to him for 3 days. But out of them 3 days, I can't remember if it was the first, second, or third day. I'm in the living room, my bedroom. Like I said, okay, when you come through my door, you come in. This is the living room. Straight ahead is the kitchen. But before you get to the kitchen, if you turn it down the hallway. To the right is the bathroom. Right across from that is my bedroom. And straight ahead is Tottie's bedroom. So I'm laid on the couch. The couch is one of those recliner. The couch is recliner couch that go all the way around, right? So I'm laying on the motherfucking couch watching TV. It's night. Like Toddy in the bed. She's asleep. I hear the vibrator. I said, this motherfucker's fucking himself with it. We didn't break up. No, we didn't break up. Very scary. So he gets fired. Why does he get fired? Because his boss said that I was a voodoo bitch, and I was not practicing voodoo at that time. He is saying it because I was black. He liked Emil. He liked Randy. They would like he would pay for them to go out, and he had a whole bunch of men that worked for him because he owned the company. His name is Mike. And motherfucker, hey motherfucker, he's one of them. Hey motherfucker, like he owned the fucking company. So he would have some of the men. They done left their wives and they women. Now they live with him type shit, and he take care of them and shit. And they work together. They travel and shit. So he wants Randy to break up with me. He keeps saying that I'm a voodoo bitch and I done put roots on him and he needs to go and dig up the yard and see where the fucking doll is buried because I've done something. I'm like, what the fuck is you talking about? Like, so he fired him. He laid him off. Now they don't stop communication. I'm not understanding or knowing that Randy is probably talking behind my back type shit. So in that meantime, we get evicted, right? And I'm younger. Like I said, I'm 19. You know, and I think I'm just turning 19 for real. But I'm 19 at the time. So we get evicted, but I don't know that they can come and just sit your shit out. You know what I'm saying? So we had packed up the shit, but we went to take some shit back to the other like place where we was gonna put it at. When we get back to the apartment, all of our shit is sitting out, and people had went through my shit and had took my shit. I'm like, who the fuck does that? Okay. Now, we had a microwave with the glass plate, but the glass plate had it had broke, so it could be used, but there's like a little piece of it that had broke off of it. I am carrying, and that's probably what happened. I'm carrying the microwave, and some no, I put the plate. I took the plate out, and I had put it in like the box, and I'm carrying the box. When I tell you, I didn't know. I get in the car. Him and I's arguing again. Um, I didn't cut myself, my titty with it. I didn't cut my goddamn titty. I don't know, cause it's like how you cut yourself with something and it start itchy, and you look down like, oh my god, I had then sliced my motherfucking titty with the goddamn plate. It had cut through the shirt. I didn't know that it was that, like, what I'm saying? I didn't know it was that sharp, the plate. It cut Toddy's finger. Me and him arguing in the car. She like, Mama, Mama. I'm like, what, honey? I turned around. She said, I beat him. I said, what? I look at her hand. She done cut her fucking hand on the plate. I'm like, God damn. Oh, God, I went through so much shit with this motherfucker. Like, just being broke, because of the like my motherfucking job wasn't enough, and then because we had to leave from over there, it was just like so much shit happening. It was like didn't have the money to get back and forth to work, so my daddy and them was staying in a hotel, and they was like, just come out here. And you be able. We got two rooms. We all pile up in one room. You and Randy can have the other room. And this was like the Armada Inn right there by Brandy's in Cincinnati on Fred and Road. So we go there, and like surely enough, my daddy give us a room. At this point, we fucking, but we fucking, but not like that, because at this point I don't really enjoy the sex with him. You know what I mean? So I ain't really doing it. So we would have sex, but we wouldn't. Okay. Now he was that then before. Yeah, that was after that. Yeah. So we get into it. Why? Why? This is why we get into it. We get into it because I'm sitting there. I didn't came from work, right, or wherever I was coming from. I don't know where I was coming from. I had not been there. I think I was at work. Yeah, I was at work. So I had not been there at the hotel room. Randy he done took his shower, so he's sitting in his drawers and he got his feet propped up. He playing the game and shit. So I'm sitting on the bed watching him like, I'm sick of this motherfucker. I don't even want to be here no more. Like, what the fuck am I doing? The phone ring to the room. Not a cell phone. The room phone fucking rings. He look at me through the mirror. I look at him through the mirror. I answer the phone. I said, hello. She said, how you doing? I said, I'm good. She said, are you the black girl that's dating the white dude? I said, yes. She said, I just want to let you know that it wasn't me. Me and my brother didn't have nothing to do with it. That was this chick named Kathy Flowers. She stayed over there off of Laylaw Avenue. That ain't had shit to do with me and my brother. I said, what are you talking about? Oh, we didn't rob him. We did not steal his money. We didn't do that. That was her. She went in his pants pocket and took the money. What? What? I said, oh, okay. I'm watching him. He's watching me. He's nervous, but he can see me looking at him like I'm burning a fucking hole through his head through this mirror. Because now I'm ready to fuck him up. Because I'm like, why am I ready to fuck him up? Okay? Because at the time, I'm staying in the hotel with him. Like I said, when we get into it, I may go to Amy's house. So I'm going back and forth. Now, let me back up. I didn't went too fast. Let me back up. This is why I'm steamed. Now, let me show you why I said you'll see. I'm at Amy's house because I'm not talking to him at this time, and he tell me he's gonna go buy a TV or some shit. Like he didn't. He was supposed to sell a TV. He said something happened with that. He said a black guy robbed him for the TV. Okay, so this is a different time. So he said he was going to give this black guy a ride, right? He said I was giving him a ride or whatnot, and he asked me if I would help him with the TV type shit or to help him carry something upstairs, something. He said as he was carrying it up the stairs, dude grabbed him by his shirt and by his pants pocket and slammed him off the stairs, and he passed out. When he woke up, his wallet was gone. Some black guy had jumped him and robbed him. This is his story. When he came, his shirt was ripped, his pockets was ripped. He looked frazzled. So I believe, if I'm not mistaken, he even called the police when he got to Amy's house. I'm like, now you got to report that. Like, that's your whole motherfucking paycheck, bitch. Like, we got to have that. So you got to report that. So I believe he didn't call the police and make this report. So we go back to the hotel. That's when a phone call come in. I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm like, what are you talking about? So now that's why I'm fucked up. I hang up the phone. He looking at me. I look at him. He said, you got to believe me. I said, no, the fuck I don't. He already knew what it was. I couldn't even say shit. He was like, you got to believe me. No, the fuck I don't have to believe you. I said, so you got robbed by some bitches because you was fucking? But you told me a black guy robbed you? Well, first of all, let's stop there. Why the fuck would you say a black guy robbed you? Make that make sense. Why would you say that? A black guy robbed you? Okay. He was like, no, listen, let me just explain. I'm like, well, explain what? He says the chick asked him for a ride. She be in the hotel or seen him at the hotel or whatever the fuck and asked him for a ride. Now, mind you, I am a big weed head. So he buys my weed. He gives me money for weed. He knows exactly what the fuck weed is. He says, so then she asked me if I would buy her some kind of weed stuff or something. I said, what? She wanted me to, like, I don't know. I guess it was weed. I don't know. I took her to get some kind of weed, I think. I said, are y'all smoking crack? What the fuck are you talking about? You know what my weed look like. You know what weed you buy. Nigga, what is you talking about? I said, you fucking with a crackhead? Oh, you fucking crackhead bitches? You on crack? I said, is that what happened to the real TV? Is that what happened to that? Like, is that what's going on with the money? Like, what the fuck? I am so angry. I say, take me to Amy house now. I really wanted to fuck the bitch up too, find her. But he said he was gonna fuck the bitch Kathy. He said he was gonna fuck her. He took his pants off, and the other chick came in like they was gonna have a threesome, and the girl jumped up, snatched his pants, took the wallet out of his pants, and took off running. The Kathy chick. When the other chick came in, I guess as a decoy, he said that's what happened. So I'm like, take me over Amy house. Take me over Amy house. Now, Randy, I like porn, right? But he loves men like nude magazines, Playboy, Hustler. He likes those. He has stacks of them. So he keep trying to call me and get back with me because we done. We're done. We're done. He got me fucked up. So I'm like, well, I need money. You get paid Friday. I need some money. He like, okay, I'm gonna give you some money. I'm like, okay. He like, just come back to the hotel. You know, it's gonna be all right. I'm so sorry. Like, blah 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 blah. I'm like, whatever. I tell Amy, I say, I am going back to the hotel because I'm. He like for bitches to rob him. I'm gonna rob this motherfucker. I was going to take all of his money. I was gonna fuck him up. I had already devised a plan. I was going to take all of his motherfucking money. I really was. I was so motherfucking mad. So, like I said, he loved Playboy magazine. So he came and picked me up from over Amy house. And now I'm back at the hotel, but he got to work, right? It's Friday. He getting paid. I said, okay. So he picked me up Thursday. Now I'm at the hotel. I'm in there all day long, devising my full plan. I have taken all of his Playboy and Hustler magazines. I've gone through, listen, I am diabolical. Do you understand me? I'm methodical and I am patient. I have gone through all of his magazines and cut all of the titties and pussies off of each page. I had nothing to do all day but do that. And that's what the fuck I did. As I'm cussing and plotting and planning to rob this motherfucker and maybe beat him up in this room. He come in. I have a ball of motherfucking just titties and pussy. Okay? It did. It took a lot of time and I had nothing but time that day to wait for him to get off work. Because I was going to fuck him up. So he come in. Of course, he got another story of how they didn't get paid. I said, oh yeah. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna use the restroom. He go in there, he closed the door. I hear him tearing up the paycheck stub, flushing it, wet with the water running, flushing the toilet, trying to flush the paycheck. I can hear him tearing up the stub. I assume he thought about that shit because he know me. Let me see your wallet. Run it. Let me see. Come here. I mean, really. He knew me. So I'm listening. Now I'm pissed because I know you lying to me. Now, he's back at work. He's back working for Mike, right? This is how he got his job back. Mike kept telling him, just leave her alone, man. Fucking leave her alone. I'll give you a $2 raise, goddammit. So I said, what? He'll give you a $2 raise if you stop fucking with me. So that's going to put you at 14, right? He was like, yeah. I said, okay. Well, you going to tell him you didn't stop fucking with me. What are we talking about? Tell him you didn't stop fucking with me. So he was at the hotel by himself. Mike gave him his job back and gave him a $2 raise. So now he's back working. But I don't know what the fuck he thought, man. But he must have knew what the fuck I was gonna do because he kept sticking to his story saying he didn't get paid. When Randy came out the bathroom, I was sitting in the chair holding all of the titties and ass. I said, "So you didn't get paid, huh?" He was like, "No. They said it's gonna be like a few days. We'll get it like next week or something." I said, "Well, since you like pussy," I just started hitting him with it. Like I was like, it was like confetti. I was just slapping him with this shit. I said, "Here you go." He looked at that shit like, "You cut these out of my magazine?" Yes, the fuck I did. Take me back to Amy House if I fuck you up. Because I know you lying. I know you got paid. He was still stuck on that I didn't cut all the titties and ass out of his motherfucking girly magazines. I wouldn't give a fuck. Take me back to Amy House now before I kill you in this hotel room, you lying crackhead piece of shit. When he took me back over there, I was done. And this is why the final straw, that was the final straw, but this took over. Emil calls from jail. Remember I said he was in jail? This is how I moved in with Amy. When she started fucking my baby daddy, this is how I moved in, became a roommate. I just moved in over there. So some of my stuff was still there, and we had it in the car, but the car was no longer working. It was my first car. It's just sitting there with all of our shit, but in the midst of that, it also has Emil's PlayStation in there. Emil wants his PlayStation, but Randy keeps saying that it got stolen out the car, but we know that he's lying. So then we're on the phone arguing, right? I can't remember if Mike called me back or if he got on the phone with Randy. He took the phone from Randy. He was like, "God damn it." He's talking to me. "God damn it. You should have treated Randy like a man when you had him. I got him now and I treat him like a man and he loves it." What? I said, "Oh, Randy didn't move in with you too?" I said, "Y'all all a bunch of motherfucking dick in the booty ass motherfuckers over there. I see what you fucking doing." I said, "Y'all all are over there fucking. Y'all all are over there fucking." I said, "That is it." I, we argued. I think another phone call after that, or later on that day. Yeah, phone call because then he put the police on the phone, and I was like, I wouldn't give a fuck. He got my shit. He got my cousin's shit. I wouldn't give a fuck. I don't even know why he would put you on the phone because I don't give a fuck about that nor you, sir. I talk crazy. That's why they put my hands in handcuffs. I was so like done. I was like, well, that's on you. Emil gonna beat your motherfucking ass when he get out. You know. Never seen Randy after that. I've never seen Randy after that. I thought I saw him in passing one time some years ago, but I've never seen Randy after that. Ah, gosh. We used to go fishing and shit. This was another argument because we used to go fishing. Me, him, Emil, Amy, we out fishing. It was late night, it was beautiful out there. Me and Amy smoking weed. We out there handling, the fire and shit. We out there vibing, music playing. We coming back. We were still living in apartments out there in Huntersville. We coming back. Randy will refuse to let anybody else drive, but he keeps falling asleep at the wheel. Now I'm getting pissed because you're putting our life in jeopardy and in danger because you must drive, but you sleepy. He keeps saying he's not sleeping. Man, that shit used to be fucking nuts. I was so ready to be done with that shit, and I was, and did. And I thought, like, well, maybe that's why, the baby didn't happen, all of that. Like, maybe that's just why. And then my baby came to me some years later when I was working at the Waffle House. Here's a little boy. He came in with another little girl. She was holding his hand. He looked like a little mixed baby. I didn't know. He was really like complected with soft looking hair. And so she was holding his hand. He had on a little suit, and she had on a little dress. And she was like, she was from my sister, and she kept saying, he's yours. And I'm like, I don't know what she's talking about. So I called my sister. I was like, asking about, like, pregnancy miscarriages for her and her daughter, whatever. And she was like, not for my daughter, but, I've had the one, whatever. I'm like, well, she keeps saying she's yours, but I don't know who the little boy is. Because in my mind, I was having a girl. I didn't think about that. I thought I was having a girl. So then she kept saying, he's for you. When I tell you, everything hit me like a whirlwind full circle when she said that. I understood that she was saying that was my baby, the one I had lost. It really fucked me up. I was really, like, at work about to go into the ugly cry. Like, what? What? Okay, got it. He came to me. I was doing a reading for Toddy. He came in the reading. He was so, like, grown. And I'm like, wow. Like, wow. And I was seeing him the way I thought that he looked, because when I see, I don't see them like how they exactly would look, but I can get a picture of what they would maybe look like and give you a description of for you to understand who I'm talking about. So when I did the shrooms trip, and he said, I want you to see me, look at me, mama. Baby, it was snotch and tears everywhere. Bagsy was like, oh, it's okay, baby. I'm like, ah. He like, look at me, mom. I looked. I opened my eyes and I looked at him and I seen him, child. I was wailing like a banshee. I really the fuck was. I was wailing like a banshee, child. He was so fucking beautiful. He was like almost a red complexion, like my complexion, but it looked like a little bit more red or something. His eyes were beautiful, but they were like brown, but like light brown. He had really soft, curly, like textured hair. Um, I think his soul's walking around out here. Cause there's twice I thought I saw somebody and nobody was right there. But he just did not look like I had pictured or I thought when I was doing the channeling. He was so fucking beautiful. Like he looked like me and Toddy. But it was just like, wow. His name is Israel Emmanuel. That's what I named him. Israel Emmanuel. I was like, wow. Wow. A beautiful boy. Beautiful boy. I was due like 2 weeks, like 2 weeks or so, a week and a half before my birthday. That was my due date. Yeah, I think my due date was like October 15th. And my birthday, of course, is October 24th. And I was just like, in my mind, planning that whole week, like, oh my God, wow, okay, I'm pregnant, finally made it. Nope. I was so devastated. I mean, I would be laying in that bed, I would be crying, I would be talking to my stomach, like, you gonna be okay. Just hold on. You can make it. Just hold on. And Toddy being there, like trying to talk to my stomach, like, hold on, baby. But she's talking like in her little baby talking. She's not very big, but I be in there crying because of that, and I be crying because I was kept watching the City of Angels for some reason. I watched that a couple times, City of Angels, and be in there crying on that. And this is when I'm just like trying to just hold on. I got my feet propped up. Excuse me, I had told y'all the one story. This was the time where I said Toddy kept waking me up. I could not wake up. And like I had the door closed, so she's just in my room with me, and I got the TV on, and she's in a little water bed with me. And she just like keep waking me up, like I wanna eat, and I'm like, okay, I'm about to get up. I dozed off again. She woke me up. I swear to God, the third time I thought she had woke me up, but she wasn't waking me up to wake me up. She woke me up because like of the movement, her moving and stuff. When I woke up, I didn't even know she could open the fucking door to the room. Toddy had a loaf of bread. She hadn't tore the bread open, and she had the bologna out the refrigerator, and she was sitting in the bed. I said, "What a bad mom! What a bad mom!" I was in the midst of a miscarriage. I was like fractured mentally. I was depressed. I was sleepy. I was like not feeling it. Like I was, man. It was, yeah. I said, "Oh my god." She had then tore the bread like down the middle, like you just tear the bread open down the middle of the pack. She had bread and fucking bologna all in the bed, trying to eat. I said that baby was hungry, and she was like, "Bitch, fuck you." I said, "I'm hungry." Toddy was the cutest thing, man. She was the most sensitive baby. People used to just come and get her, like, can I go? Can I take it to the park? Can I play with it? I'd be watching her. Like she was just like people would love. They just put her on the swings, like the little genome women at the shelter and shit, man. They loved Toddy. They loved to play with her. They was like her energy is good, but not. Like Toddy was an amazing child, bro. So that was the Randy story. Yeah. Oh, it's 420. She wanted a sandwich, be that. She wanted a sandwich. I'm gonna start. I know it's late, so y'all want just a little bit more or something else? I'll give you a little bit more if you want a little bit more. Or y'all going to bed? Because I can tell y'all a little bit about Kent. Oh, you pregnant, Majestic. You at work? I'm up. I'm gonna get some rest because tomorrow's Saturday and I'm gonna lay the fuck down in my bed. But because I'm up right now, I really want to hit this little piece of joint, but I don't want y'all to judge me. But okay, so I leave. Remember, I said Melvin was crazy, and he would circle my job, right? And we had back and forth with the police and all this other shit. So at this point, I was very scared of Melvin, and I was sleeping with the knives and shit under my pillows and shit, and hidden through the house. And I just felt like I had to do that. And like I said, he always just wanted to eat my pussy because he thought that would make things better. And it got to the point where I didn't even want him to touch me. So I was just feeling like I honestly was feeling like my life was in jeopardy and in danger dealing with him. And I just felt like it was in my best interest to just not be with him anymore. And so I didn't know what to do. I didn't want to be there no more. I'm like, I'm moving to Florida, but how the fuck am I gonna do that? This nigga crazy. He's stalking me, like he was stalking me. And so I had called this domestic violence place. Um, it was in Cincinnati, and they gave me the steps, what to do, how to come in. They took me through the intake. And so I go to where they tell me to go. They pick me up, and then they take me to the shelter. So I think I'm in there for maybe 2 days, maybe. And then I have finally my meeting with my counselor or whatever. And she's like, "Well, what do you want to do?" And I'm like, "I just want to go to Florida. I feel like I'll be safe if I just leave the city, and I'll just go and start over. I want to go to Florida." She's like, "Well, we're in Florida." I was like, "Doesn't matter." She's like, "Well, we have a sister shelter there in Fort Myers, so we can send you there." I'm like, "Okay, cool." Um, no bullshit. They put our ass on the bus. We get off the bus. I think we didn't even get off the bus in Fort Myers. We just got off the bus somewhere close to it because they had to come and meet us and pick us up and then drive us in there. And so that's what we did. And that's where I say I met the lady who used to love to take Toddy outside. And I would watch because it's a big ass window because I don't trust them motherfuckers. And she would be playing with her. She was a recovering addict, crackhead. And she used to laugh about it. She was like, I was on a stem diet. She was a white chick, you know. And so I get there. I'm in Florida, you know. This is also when I discovered my gift, okay, some of it, because there was a genome chick named Sharon that was in there, and she like could read people, and so she was telling me like you can too. You need to practice, and I'm like, you think so? So this like was the start of that, like everything kind of opening up, and I would say certain things, and I would see things, and I'd be like tripping, like, okay. So I'm 20 at this point. I'm 20, getting ready to be 21. No, I'm getting ready to be. Oh, I was 21. Yep, I had turned 21 dealing with Melvin. Yep. What's that thing? Or did I turn 20? Nope, I think I was 21. Anyway, I'm in Florida at this point. I'm in the shelter. That's where I meet my friend Tasha. She was from New York, and some other ladies that was in there. And like I said, Sharon who had epilepsy, whatever they call it, and she would like have a seizure and just you find Sharon ass on the floor in the hallway, pissed on herself. Like, oh my God, like she's this big, little skinny white woman. She was dyke too. Um, she used to tell me she liked to pee standing up like she had a dick. I'm like, okay, cool. I don't know what you want me to do with that. Cool. So her and I would practice. Like one day she had gave me her rings to hold, and for some reason while I was talking to her, I kept calling her Shannon. I'm like, God damn it! I said, I'm so sorry, Sharon. Like I know your name. I said, I apologize. She was like, No, you're fine. You're right on target. Shannon is my alias. I'm like, huh, okay. So she was kind of like my first trainer of my gift. And that's when I realized Toddy had a gift because that in that shelter the kids couldn't be out the room after a certain time. So you have to put your kids to bed. But you have to come back out because you got to do your chores, you got to wash this, you got to do that shit, you got to do laundry, like at that time. But Toddy was not a kid that was going to go to sleep very fast. So she would be in there and not want to be by herself. She wouldn't want to stay in there. It's been times like she'd be tucked all the way up under the cover type shit because she's scared. I put her in a room one time. I come back, go wash the dishes. I come back, Tidy's in the hallway, balled up, sitting down. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Like she used to be very, very terrified to be in any place by herself. So I'm like, okay. So that's when I started noticing, and she would tell me certain things, and she had told us about all these people that used to be in my grandma's house. I had no idea what the fuck she was talking about. But everybody else who actually grew up in Cincinnati around my grandmother and all of this stuff, I met my grandma when I was 13. Everybody else grew up there. They knew all of the people. They knew what rooms people slept in. And Toddy was telling them this shit. Like, no, this person was sleeping. They had a dog in here. And they like what? And I'm like, what? Oh, she right. Like, I don't fucking know, you know. So that's when we realized that Toddy was gifted. And so, like I said, that was at the same time. That time we was laying down. I had moved in Kentucky, and we was laying down, and that's when she was like, "You seen that man walk through the wall?" Like, hell no. But so now we're there. Toddy's like, I think Toddy's 3 or 4. She might be 3, getting ready to turn 4. So we're in the shelter. Shortly after getting there, well, I probably was in there for a couple months. There was a stimulus check that was sent out. I had $1,800 that came to me, and I'm like, I didn't know where the fuck it came from. Why? Because I'm in a domestic violence shelter. Would nobody know where I'm at? But I had signed up for like welfare and food stamps and all that shit when I got there. for the shelter and shit, so I can get like subsidized housing, apply for the apartments, low income and all that shit. I had to do that. So there was mail. It came in like a yellow vanilla envelope. You can see the Statue of Liberty on it and shit. It was $1,800. I'm calling everywhere from child support, everywhere, trying to figure out where this money came from. I called my sister, like, did you get one? She was like, no, I didn't get nothing from no Social Security or nothing. I'm like, you sure they ain't come from Mama? She was like, I didn't get nothing. I'm like, okay. So then we find out that it was a stimulus check that had been passed out. I think it was George Bush or some shit. He had passed out the stimulus check. So I'm like, well, I'm going to take this and I'm going to move because whatever. Jesus gave it to me. And I'm going to use it to move. So my apartment in the projects, Michigan Links, was the apartment projects that I was getting ready to move into in Fort Myers, Florida. It's called Michigan Link Apartments. And they like townhouses, kind of, They got an upstairs and everything. So I get my apartment at the same time of this check arriving. So now I can maneuver. You know what I'm saying? I can pay the shit to get the electric on and all this other shit and give me a little TV, a bed for us to have somewhere to sleep. You know what I mean? Like I could do something. So basically, I think this is my second apartment. Is it my second one? Because I stayed at the bottom of Coleraine too. Oh no, this is like my fourth apartment. Yeah, because from Randy, I moved at the bottom of the hill of Coleraine when I got my next apartment. And that was a wild show. From there, I moved in with my daddy on Wilder in Cincinnati, and then I moved out of his house on Wilder and got an apartment next door to him on Wilder, and that's when I started fucking with Melvin. So now I've been left Melvin, and now I'm in Florida, and I done got the apartment, but my friend that I met in there, Tasha from New York, she wanted to leave too. She had two girls, and I still talk to them. I talk to them, off and on. We've always kept in touch. And she had two girls at the time. She since then, of course, had a third one, and they all are big and grown right now. But she wanted to leave too because she didn't want to go back to her husband. Her husband used to beat her up really bad. And so, like some of them had real life, like you know what I mean, type shit. That's when I meet my friend Kitty. Kitty was pregnant, and in this particular abuse shelter that we were in, it was a lot of strict rules. Yep, that's when I met the bitch Eunice. We was gonna fight, and it's just gonna fight. She was a Florida bitch. We was gonna fight, but it was very, very strict rules in there because a Latino woman husband had seen someone or followed someone back there and came in and shot and killed her. This had probably been like a couple years before I came to that shelter. So the rules were very strict, but that didn't stop us. We would go out and have drinks and all kind of shit. See live bands and shit. We was just doing shit. But I get the apartment. Tasha moved in with me. Shortly after, of course, she was dating, different niggas. Like, it was cool. I wasn't really fucking with nobody. I just wasn't. I was just trying to get me together, trying to do me. I enrolled in college, so I was in college to be a paralegal. It was like a little 2-year college. I was going to Southwest Florida College, and I was going there to be a paralegal, and I ended up switching my major over to graphic design because there was this fine motherfucker. I was trying to get at him, and I needed to put myself in his way so he could see me. Soon as I switched over to graphic design, this motherfucker dropped out of college. I was pissed. So now I'm stuck in a program, which I didn't mind because I'm an artist, which was good because it developed my skills as an artist, and I was able to see what I could do. And I had drawn shit that I had never drawn before. So I was like, damn, that's deep, And this particular night that I meet Kent, the psycho, I had been in school. I had a project where you have to set up different shit in your house and you have to draw it lifelike for what you see. So I had been drawing that shit all day. I had set up some shit like pickle jars, The Nestle Quick little rabbit thing, like cereal box. I had set up a whole bunch of shit, and, tiny ass running around. So I've been drawing all day, so I was done, and I was like, well, we're going to sit outside. I think I was smoking a joint or something, sitting outside, and I seen him. Now, backstory, bitch. Backstory, bitch. I have been seeing this nigga, right? Like I said, this was Michigan Link Apartments. It's a project. I have been seeing him. Now, when you come in through the gate, you have to come in. You're gonna turn to the left to come to mine. When you do that, you pass his mama house, and then like it's all these rows of apartments, and then you're gonna turn left into the little cul-de-sac, and that's mine, my little area, my little unit over there in that cul-de-sac. So before you turn into my cul-de-sac, Kent used to be standing right there. He's so dope, but he wasn't like the dope dealers that I was used to seeing. He would be out there with like a linen suit on, like some cool shit, the button down with like motherfucking like dress type shoes, like like nice shoes and shit. Like he'd be standing out there, and I'm like, and he was black as the fucking night. He had big lips. He was handsome, and I'm like, he'd be shiny, he'd be greased up and shit, smiling. He had gold in his mouth. I'm like, who the fuck is that? Every time I'm going past, I see this motherfucker like, So I'm sitting out there this particular night, taking a break out and smoke, and I see him ride past. He on the bike, he ran through the project on a bike, whatever. And he got on some clean, fresh ass white jeans. He got on a white ass long john, with like a red shirt on top of it, type shit. Like he looked nice or whatever. And he circled back and rolled back up like, what's up with you? What you doing? Like, oh my God. This nigga done rolled up talking to me. Okay. Let's ride. I said, nothing, tired. Been in school, drawing and stuff, So he's sitting up there on the bike and shit. He fresh, clean. We talking and shit. And then he said the magic words. Girl. A clean drug dealer on a bike, bitch. Yes. He was on a motherfucking 10-speed. Yes, he was. He would ride through the motherfucking projects and sell dope. Be clean. Unless he was just standing up there on that little sidewalk little thing up there. He'd just be standing. He'd be up there by himself, too. Just standing there. Now, there's a reason why this motherfucker was by himself, and I had not known it at this time. So, we sitting there talking, and he said the magic words. He said, what do you really want out of life? Like, what do you want to do with your life? Oh, my God. He asked me about myself. He asked me, he sounds like he really wants to know. Oh, my God, nobody's ever asked me about me. And so I gave him my most honest answer. I said, I just want to be a good mom. I just want to be a good mother. I want to make a difference in my daughter's life. I just want to be a good mom. And he was like, oh, okay, cool, and then the conversation go on or whatever. So we talked all fucking night. All night we talked. He's like, I'm going to come back tomorrow. He left at like the break of dawn. Like, we didn't do shit. We just talked. And I'm like, oh, my God. So he leave. He's like, I'm going to come back. I said, I'm going to cook you dinner. He was like, okay, I'll come back. So now I had bought my hair because I was going to put like these micros in my hair. And so I had been doing my hair all day, trying to get it. But they was like micros, but they was like thicker than micros. So it took me all day, but it didn't take me all day because they weren't even in there good and right. But I could make them look good, like whatever. They wasn't even to the scalp like this. You know what I mean? It was like, bitch, what is this? But you making it work. So I do my hair and I cook. I made some home because I cook. I made some chicken and dumplings from scratch. Now, as I'm in there making my dumplings from scratch, Toddy comes in, the little gifted one that she is, and she say, "Mama, is he the one to love you?" I was like, "What? What do you mean?" She said, "I saw him teeth in my dream." I said, "Oh my God, I found my husband. Oh my God, this is my motherfucking husband." I put extra love, tender, TLC in these motherfucking chicken and dumplings after that. Because my psychic daughter then told me, asked me, no, they weren't crochet. No, they just was supposed to be like box braids, but they were like micros, but they wasn't micros, and they wasn't all the way to my scalp. They wasn't right, but they looked good because I made them look good. It was a mess, but they looked good. Don't judge me. So when she said that to me, that's what's really in my mind. I really believed it. Like, oh my God, my psychic daughter then told me this shit. And I believe, because when she asked me, like, is he the one to love you? I'm like, oh my God, is he? She was like, I seen him teeth in my dream. And I'm like, okay. Now, like I said, he had, like, his teeth was white, but he had, like, it wasn't even really golds. It was like, does he have gold? Was they gold? He had really good white teeth. Let me just say that. And I think when I first met him, he did have like golds in or something that looked like they went through between his teeth type shit, you know, like open face type shit. But he had really nice, beautiful white teeth. I later discovered they were that beautiful because they were not his. They were pull out. Don't worry about it. We'll get to it. So we talk all night. He said he's going to come back. I make the chicken and dumplings. He comes back. When he comes back, he brought Coke. Now, I told you I did Coke from 18 to 22, okay? He brought Coke. And I'm like, what you doing? Like, you sell it? He's like, yeah. He was like, yeah, you want to do something? I'm like, okay, I'm smoking weed. And he pulled out the Coke. So, you know, he felt like he wasn't no druggie or he wasn't really doing Coke or he wasn't doing the drug really because he would eat it. Like, you know how you snort? He ain't snorting it, he eating it. So to him, he say he wasn't really using a drug. Okay? Okay. Let me not skip ahead of myself. So we up all night like doing coke. Now he wanna play a sex game. You know, so we both laid on the bed. I got a pull out couch and I done took the pillows off and I put Toddy on the pallet on the floor that I done made with the pillows because she sleep. So we up on the bed, you know, but we fully clothed. I have on a skirt, 'cause I was cute. We have on a skirt, damn near the same color of the first time I ever had sex. Remember, said I had a black t-shirt, red skirt, similar, just like that. I have on this skirt, and so we laid on the bed, and he like playing peekaboo with me, but I'm not realizing because I ain't never been through no shit like that before that this motherfucker was doing something he shouldn't be doing, and I was doing something I shouldn't be doing. The reason why I say this is because I'm high, and I really want to fuck, but he want to play this game, so he like show me let me see your titties, and I'm like no, He so then he squeezes my hand a little tight, like apply a little pressure, like let me see. I'm like okay, so I let him see, you know. So then it was kind of started getting really rough, you know, and then he was like holding my arm, like the same hand that he was squeezing. Like I said, it was getting kind of like rough. Like I said, let me see. He'll do it again, kind of over and over. And I'm like, okay, like let's just fuck, you know. Let's. It's where my mind is at. Like, okay, take a breath. What's this crazy game he's playing? Like, let's just do it, you know. He took my hand and twisted it behind my back to the point where now my arms all the way behind my back and then they're touching the back of my head. I'm in excruciating pain. I'm like, what the fuck? But at the same time he's doing this, Now he's like in my ear, like, bitch, open your motherfucking legs. I'm like, whoa, wait, whoa. I'm crying at this point. Like, please, like, stop. Like, what are you doing? I keep saying, you don't have to do this. You don't have to do this. And he was like, you think I'm fucking playing with you? Like, open your motherfucking legs, bitch. And I'm like, oh my God. So now my legs is open and he's like raping me. He's fucking me. And I'm crying and like he's going and I'm just like what in the fuck is happening? Something in me say he's taking a very long time. I just want him to get off of me. And so I want to make him come so he'll get off of me, you know? So now I start like trying to throw it back like I just want him to come so he can get off of me. You know, I'm crying, he still got my arm behind my back. Like I'm out of my mind right now, you know. So he finishes. I jump up, I go to the bathroom. That's when I say I did my whole Lifetime white girl thing. I'm in the shower with all my clothes on. I'm crying like I'm confused. I done left my baby downstairs. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause I'm just like my mind is fucked up right now. Like I'm crying. I don't know what the fuck to do. This nigga's still in my house. He will not leave. You know, I'm just like, okay, maybe he'll leave when I get out the shower. I'm just gonna tell him he gotta go. You know. So I put on a muumuu to zip up the front. I go downstairs. This nigga is in the bed under the covers. I say, you gotta go. I'm not gonna say anything, but you have to go. I'm not calling nobody, but you have to leave. He was like, bitch, I ain't going no motherfucking where. You my wife. Lay your motherfucking ass down. I said, I don't know you. He said, bitch, you my motherfucking wife. Lay your motherfucking ass down. I was standing there shook. I was like, what the fuck? So I just got up in the motherfucking bed, bitch. I ain't gonna lie, I got in the bed. Because I said, this nigga is crazy. He's crazy. When he leaves tomorrow, that'll be that. This nigga is nuts. I get in the bed. He's like, lay on my motherfucking chest. He laying there like this. I'm like, oh my God. I'm crying like, I just want you to leave. Like, can't you just leave? And he's like, I ain't going no motherfucking where. I love you, hoe. I said, what? I have no family there. I don't know anyone there except for my neighbor across the walkway, Shelly, because we smoke weed together. That's my nigga. That's the only person. And Tasha, but Tasha got her own place now. We barely even talk. I fuck with Shelly. Me and Shelly's, tight now. I'm like, he keeps saying it over and over again, like, you might as well, like, leave it alone because I ain't going no motherfucking where. You my motherfucking wife. I love you, bitch. That's it. And I'm like, okay, I don't fucking know. So the next day, we get up. He leaves. And he like, I'll be back. I'm like, no, you won't. He like, yeah, I'll be back. I tell Shelly come over to smoke. I tell her. I take her outside. I say, Toddy, sit down, watch TV. I put on Bring It On for Toddy. She used to love that shit, watch it over and over again. So I put Bring It On, and I leave out. I'm standing outside talking to Shelly. Like, but we walk, like it's like a little pole you can sit on away from the doors, So I'm sitting there telling her, and I'm like, well, maybe this is my husband, though, because my grandma said that my grandpa used to rape her, and it was fine. I don't know. She was like, no, bitch. That nigga's crazy. This ain't right. Like, he can't just do that. I'm like, I don't know. I'm just going, I don't know. He keeps saying he love me. Anybody ever ask me that and say that made me I ain't made? Stupid than a motherfucker. Just stupid. I mean, just really stupid. Just stupid. He come back. Sure enough, he came back. Like, bitch, I live here. I don't know what the fuck you talking about, bitch. We together. I'm like, I just go with it. I go with it. because within 2, 3 days, maybe, yeah, like maybe in 2, 3 days later, like he was gonna kill me and my baby in the house. I was scared as fuck of this nigga, but I was also froggy. I didn't think I could like beat him or no shit, but like I had not ever experienced this from myself. I've watched my mama go through the shit, but I had never experienced it. He had, like I said, he had brought his clothes over. It may have been like a week, maybe. I don't even know. I can't even think of the time frame. But shit was happening like within a week of him being there. Like it was crazy. Not to mention the fucking rape. Okay, it was the other shit that went along with it. I was very terrified of him. You know, I didn't like. He wasn't gonna leave. Like I was scared to call the police. You know, so I kind of just went with it. But I said you gotta go. Cause let me explain something. For 3 days after him being there, like I kept trying to convince him to just leave because I was really scared. Like just go away. You know what I mean? Like cause this is never gonna be. And he kept saying, he said to me like the first time we had sex, consensual sex, I had been begging him to leave my house. Like just don't come back here, please. Like I don't want any trouble. You know. And he was like, then fuck me for real. Then just give me some pussy and I'll leave. I said, okay, we'll do that, and you'll never come back here. He said, I won't come back. He fucked the shit out of me. He fucked the shit out of me. He fucked the shit out of me. What? I didn't go nowhere. He didn't go nowhere after that. Don't judge me. Don't judge me. Don't judge me. He didn't go nowhere, and I didn't go nowhere. Kent was this kind of crazy. When we went to bed, he would barricade us in the bedroom so I couldn't leave out and nobody could come in. He was that kind of crazy. One night we are fucking, and he like, I want you to get on top. And I'm like, okay, I really don't like to, but I will, he asked me to. And he said, I want you to bounce on it, like get on your feet and bounce on it. So I ain't never did no shit like that. So I was trying to, do it. He said, I said, bounce on it. And I'm like, okay. He reared back and slapped the fuck out of me. Bow! I was just, he said, I said, bounce, bitch. I was like, stuck. I was stuck. Like, did this motherfucker just slap me? I was so embarrassed. I was so embarrassed. And it wasn't like I could leave out the room because he done barricaded us in the room, you know? I find out later that he is a paranoid schizophrenic, that he used to be one of the biggest dope dealers in Fort Myers until he started using drugs. Then he became the biggest jack boy, and everybody was scared of this motherfucker. And so they tried to kill him, which is where the big knot came from in his head. So they had knocked his teeth out, all kind of shit. He was almost dead. And so he stopped doing drugs, but he was like, was gone. I didn't know that. And he received a SSI check, too, for this, that I became the beneficiary of. So I don't know that this motherfucker's crazy and probably should be on medicine. He should never be eating coke. You know what I mean? He should never be doing none of this shit because this nigga is nuts. You hear me? So that was just that. Now, the first time he ever let me know that he would do something to me was like I said, like maybe a few days later, he had brought some clothes over. And like I said, listen, you got to fucking go. Like, you need to leave here. I went upstairs. I got his shit. I threw him down the steps. threw down the steps, threw all his clothes down the steps, and I went and I sat down. He was sitting on the couch by the door. I came and I sat on the floor by Toddy. We was watching TV. I just sat down like nothing happened. I said, "Get your shit, get the fuck out of here." He never turned his head. He never looked at me. He never moved. He said, "Pick all my shit up or I beat your motherfucking ass." Something in my soul said, "Get that shit and take it upstairs now." The way it was the stillness of him not blinking. He didn't give a fuck. He didn't look at me. He was very matter of fact. He didn't raise his voice. He said, "Pick all my shit up and take it back upstairs before I beat your motherfucking ass." I went and gathered all his shit and took him right back upstairs. You're right. I don't know. Now I'm real scared because, I don't know this motherfucker. But I was subject to believe him when he said he was going to beat my motherfucking ass. That registered in my soul. So now, Shelly wants to fuck him. He want to fuck Shelly. I want to fuck Shelly. I ain't never been with a woman before, but I'm thinking maybe this is my moment. Well, the threesome goes into place. He brought in the plate of Coke. She do Coke, but she, you know what I'm saying? Like, I do Coke, he eat the Coke. So, it's getting started, but it's not getting started with me. I'm watching them. Now, I'm like laid on the bed too, but as I'm watching them get started, like they looking in each other's eyes, they smiling, laughing, talking, whispering, like they making love. This bitch didn't open her legs up and hit me on top of my motherfucking head with her leg, like, whoa, they didn't forgot I'm in the motherfucking room. Now, I'm too jealous for this. I am too jealous for this. I say, "Hey, hand me that plate." He reach over, he get the plate, he hand me the plate. I'm angry, you know what I'm saying, because I'm not a part of this. So now it's over with. You know, Shelly get up to go home or whatnot. You know, I'm not really speaking to her, I ain't even get much to say. I walk her downstairs. I'm not knowing Toddy then woke up, she's sitting up on the couch. She say, "Kent got two girlfriends now." I'm such a bad mom. I'm such a bad mom. Oh my God. Well, I don't know how many days, if it was the next day, don't quote me on it. Him and Shelly get into it because Shelly felt like he was treating her like shit. Like he, the way he was talking to her when she came over. That's what I say. I don't know if it's the next day or the day after, but he was like kind of giving her the business, like "fuck you, bitch." Blah, blah, blah. She was like in her feelings, like this nigga's a demon. Now we all in my house. It's me sitting on the couch. Toddy's there. He's sitting next to Toddy, and Shelly's kind of like walking around, like, "Why is you letting him talk to me like this, Q?" And I'm like, "I don't know what you want me to say." She was like, "This nigga's a devil. This nigga's a fucking devil." And she walk out. She said, "You gonna see." She walk out. She go across her house. He jump up like, "Why the fuck you letting her say this shit about me?" I'm like, "I don't even know you, nigga. We've been together maybe a week or so, 2 weeks. Like, this still some new shit. Like, could be 2-3 weeks. I don't even think so. It might be 2 weeks." I'm like, "I don't fucking know you." You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm keep telling you that, like, wanted you to go. Like, what is you talking about? Why am I going to stop her from saying what the fuck she want to say? This nigga said, "Bitch, I'm going to show you." He slammed the door, locked the door. Me and Toddy look at each other. This is a baby. Toddy is like 4, looking at me like, I'm looking at her. This nigga hit the blinds, dropped the blinds. Boom. He said, "Bitch, I'm about to kill you, the baby, and me." Me and Toddy look at each other. And he started throwing cookies. He was wailing cookies like they were ninja little spirit things. He was wailing them. Pop, like, oh, shit, what the fuck? That nigga started walking through the house, slamming doors, closing windows, locking windows. Toddy looked at me, and I looked at Toddy. Toddy looked at me like, bitch, what have you gotten me into? I had to literally, like, talk him down. Like, what is you talking about? Like, I had to calm him down. He was about to kill everybody. He was about to kill everybody. I was shook. Because I still don't know this nigga. Now, when a matter of, like, maybe a month of being there, I understand how crazy this nigga is because it's something every day to the point where I am not allowed to go outside if he's not there. Like, got to keep the blinds pulled down. Like, this may even be 2 months. I don't even know. Because he didn't stop me from going to school. I can't give you a time frame. Because he didn't stop me from going to school. He said I'd be at school too long. He don't know if I'm fucking niggas. You know what I'm saying? I didn't been introduced to his mother. His sister lived a few walkways down. His mother, like I said, stayed like by the entrance of where you come in at. And then I find out the dope that he sells belongs to his nephew, Ronell, who was the big dope dealer in the projects. He ran the projects. That was his spot. Now, the manager of the projects was an ex-NFL player. I don't know why the fuck he's managing projects. Don't ask me. All I know is him and Kent does not have a good relationship. He don't like Kent. Kent don't like him. So we kind of will go through things, you know what I'm saying, with the apartment complex because of this. Well, it was almost like I felt like I didn't have a choice. So then me and Ken started selling dope together, okay? He was already selling dope, but he was teaching me, like, what to do, you know, how to cook it, break it up. We done took trips to Miami to get this shit called Bolivian. Bolivian come in this can, and it's a liquid. When you put it on your tongue, it makes your tongue numb. It tastes like Coke. You would think that it was Coke. So when you got a low-grade type of cut on some shit, you can put the Oblivion on there, let it harden itself back up, rock it back up. You know what I mean? Motherfuckers don't know what they got, so when they break it off, they taste it, they think they got Coke, you know? So now he's showing me how he cooks up wax to look like crack. So, like, he got a bag of it. It look like rocks. You know what I mean? Like, he's showing me how the fuck he do this shit. But he buries it in the backyard. Now, I stay in the projects, but I'm a country girl, so we have lines, clothing lines. You know, so I would wash clothes. I have a dryer, too, but I don't like that if I'm in the country, like, if I could do what I got to do. So I would hang my clothes up in the back. I love to be barefoot in the grass, hanging my clothes up on the clothesline. So I would do that. But we would start burying the dope in the back, right? Because he's a finesser, you know? The nigga's a finesser. But meanwhile, we having problems still, you know, we fighting for fucking and fighting. You know what I'm saying? I done had to quit school. Now we done got this check from school because before I quit, they had gave me the $1,400, which is, you know, what was left over from the student loans and the grants. They was like, you got a check here. So I went and got my check. He went with me because he needed to know where I was going, you know, he got to control the money type shit. You know, that's how he was. So he's like, go with me. We go when we get furniture. We kind of place the place out, you know. And we just do it up. Now, Shelly is super jealous now. Like, we did the house up for Christmas. We do the Christmas tree. I'm very creative, so I done hung the little sparkly shit down I roped it around the staircase coming down. Shelly opened her door up. She has her house identical to mine. I'm like, what the fuck is this bitch doing? Like, okay, whatever. So I'm like not paying that no attention, you know, because I fuck with her, but I ain't fucking with her like that. Now she trying to come in between me and Tasha friendship, saying different shit. You know, it became a lot, you know. But him and I constantly fighting. This is when my gift opened up, and I fully opened up. Not fully opened up, but I know that there's something, because at this time is when I'm starting to watch a lot of Sylvia Brown, John Edwards, that kind of shit. So I'm watching a lot of that. Then one night we get a knock on the door. We were upstairs. Toddy's upstairs sleeping in bed. We upstairs, we just watching TV. I might have been smoking some weed or whatever. We hear a knock on the door. Boom, 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 boom. We going down the steps. He creeping down the steps. I'm like, because he's paranoid, right? They do it again. Boom, boom, boom. He take me and throw me in front of him, using me as a fucking shield, because he thought they were going to shoot through the door. He like, go and get the fucking door. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? You gonna let them shoot me? My baby upstairs, motherfucker. He like, get the fucking door. He says, Ronell. He said, oh shit. I was mad as fuck. I was angry. I said, oh, this nigga don't give a fuck. I said, this nigga is crazy as fuck. Now, I'm trying to devise a plan because I'm seeing how crazy he is. But at the same time, Big, I'm crazy too. I'm crazy too. And I'm crazy in the sense of when we would be riding around, bitches wanted him. They wanted him. And they knew him, but they was also scared of him, which is how I found out he was crazy, and everybody knew that the nigga was crazy. You know what I'm saying? I go outside one day. She say, my neighbor, she said, you better get back in there. He only walked right around there. I flew back in the motherfucking house. She knew what it was before I knew really what the fuck it was. You know what I'm saying? It got to the point where I'll go to look outside because I really want to hang out some clothes, but I don't want to get in trouble. You know what I'm saying? I don't want no smoke. So I'm looking outside. Toddy look up. She said, can we just go out there a little bit, Mama? I was heartbroken because I realized in that moment that my daughter understood we are in a fucked up situation. So now I done hid knives around my motherfucking house in case I got to kill this nigga because I have chased him through the projects with a fucking knife. Then like, he pulled his out, turned around, and started chasing me. Like, it was crazy, the shit that we went through, you know? Like, I told y'all about the one time he beat me up, like, and he took my daughter, and he said that I wouldn't see her again if I didn't tell the police, you know, some other shit that if I said it was him. Like, this nigga beat my motherfucking ass. And there have been plenty of times in between where he just did, like, choke me, different shit like that, like, you know, where I'm like, okay, he's crazy. Like, he would try to control all of the money, you know, so he'd be like, I want you to serve me. Like, serve him how? Like, he wanted me to suck his dick for some money. Like, what are you talking about? Like, give my fucking money, bro. Stop playing with me. Yo, this nigga had me fucked up. So this particular day of the massacre, his niece, we used to have his niece, Zaza, all the time. And so, like I said, his sister lived right down the walkway. And so Zaza would come up, and little Tay-Tay is his sister. Tay-Tay is his sister's daughter, and Zaza is his other niece, too. But they was all there at my house with Toddy. And they was all playing or whatnot, you know. And next morning, we got to take them home. But I'm that kind of person where you take the kids home, you feed them first before you take them home. You don't just send nobody's fucking kids home and you ain't fed them shit. You know, I just don't like that, right? So I'm telling him, like, no, I got to feed them first. He like, man, walk they motherfucking ass down there. I'm like, no, they got to eat first. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Now we done went into a full-blown ass argument. Now his son is 10 years old. He's sitting in the room. He's sitting on the bed, and I feel like he's trying to show out in front of his son. You know what I'm saying? So I get up, like, fuck you, and I take a shoe and I throw it. It don't hit him. But he's so embarrassed that he do like this. He's like, oh, bitch, you hit me in my mouth. I took off out the door. Now I'm holding on to the knob so he can't open this fucking door. But I know I'm not stronger than this nigga. He is about to fuck me up. This man opened his motherfucking door, grabbed me in this room. When I tell you he beat my ass, I mean he beat my motherfucking ass. But it was like I was fighting. I'm fighting back, but I'm not like, in my mind, I'm not doing shit. This motherfucker slammed me on this bed. He was hitting me with some thunder, too, like, bow, bow. My motherfucking temple was damn near sitting out my head. He had came down on one of the blows. He came down. He hit me directly in the center of my chest. and I lost breath. He had like fractured my chest bone. It was like they said they called it a chest contusion. I had a chest contusion, or was it a head contusion, a closed chest? Yes, closed chest fracture and a head contusion when I went to the hospital. That was the first time. That was the first really bad time that he had beat me up. Like I said, he had choked me before type shit, but this was the first time like I was screaming for help. Like, help me, please. I ran to the window and I put my hair. I was screaming, help. That nigga grabbed me by my hair, pulled me back in there, and fucked me up again, bitch. He was beating my motherfucking ass, and I could not do anything. And the only thing I kept thinking was the kids. What about the kids? The kids are seeing this, you know? So when he was finished, because it's always when he's done, I'm sitting up like I'm fucked up, you know? And I'm just trying to see if his son is okay, because he's still in the room. He's like scared to death, you know? And I'm just like, are you okay? Are you okay? He looking at me like, no, bitch, is you okay? I'm like, I'm all right. I'm not, because my motherfucking head is sitting out, my face is sitting out like this. What I do, I say, you gotta call it. I cannot breathe. I can't breathe. So I go get in the shower again with all my clothes on, you know, the white girl shit, Lifetime movie type shit. So I get in there with all my motherfucking clothes on. I'm crying. I cannot breathe. I say, you got to call the ambulance. I'm going to die. He said, I'll call him, but hold on. You can't tell them nothing. I said, I'm not. I promise, but you got to call the ambulance. I can't breathe. So I'm putting my clothes on. He let me call them. He took Toddy and he walked down to his sister's house while I called. So then when he came back, I said, they on their way. He said, if you tell them anything, you say I did anything to you, you'll never see your daughter again. I was subject to believe that. So when the ambulance came, they looking at me how fucked up I am. They asking me what happened, and I said I was hanging clothes out in the back, and some like 6 girls came, said that they was fucking with him, like they, you know, was I fucking with him, and it was about him, and they jumped me. They was looking at me like, bitch, you lying. Bitch, you lying. Mm-hmm. Now, they kind of crowded around me because I'm not in the ambulance yet. So he, like, in a panic, he keeps saying, what's she saying? What is she? They like, sir, step back. What did she tell? What did you say to them? I said, I told them that the girls came over here and beat me up. So they like, sir, step back. So they said, get it here. Let's put you in there. So they put me in the ambulance. And they's like, are you sure that's what happened? And I'm like, yes, I'm sure. Why you keep asking me that? They're like, all right, cool. They took me to the motherfucking hospital. Yep, took me to the motherfucking hospital. I had a closed chest fracture and a head contusion. And that was the first time, like I said, the first bad time he had beat me up. Now, again, in between there was some other shit that took place. And at this time, we had got evicted. Well, not even got evicted. We didn't get evicted. Take that back. Okay. I left him, and before I left him, his sister had this genome that worked at H&R Block. They knew how to change numbers on your W-2. So I had filed I was going to file my taxes. I was waiting on my W-2s to come in. But I had left him, went to another abuse shelter. They sent me to West Palm Beach. So I'm in an abuse shelter with this chick. I met her. She was from Wisconsin. Very cool chick. She was a stripper. Cute. She was like mixed or Puerto Rican type shit. But I kept calling him. Like I would call him. I would sneak and call him. Like, you know, like, I love you. I just don't know why you won't be right. So he tell me, like, your W-2s came. My sister got this man. He going to help you flip your W-2s, you know, if you come back. And I'm like, I'll think about it, whatever. But I'm gonna come and get my W-2s, but I'll think about it. So how I left him at this time is I could not take no more, and he told me he was like, I don't like, because I clean up, but like, fabuloso pine sol type shit. His mother cleans with bleach. I don't clean with bleach. And he had came in, he was like, I thought I told you to clean with bleach. I said, I don't clean with bleach. Your mother cleans with bleach. I don't. He was like, then it ain't clean right then. He's like, take your ass around my mama's house, sit on the porch, so I come around there. I'm like, cool. Because what he didn't know was, all day, Spirit had been talking to me. Like, for real, for the last few days, because we had got into this argument. His sister, she wanted us to watch her kids again. It was a lot of shit. I'm like, fuck her. She don't like me. I'm not watching the bitch kid, blah, 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 blah. We get into this big-ass argument. In the midst of the argument, all of the encyclopedias just fall off the shelf like, boom! Everybody get quiet in the house. The argument subsides. She leaves. That's it. I'm tripping because I feel like Ghostin did that shit, right? So then another time I had cleaned up the kitchen and I had put the towels on my stove. I go upstairs, I come back, the towels are scrunched together. I'm like, that's strange. I don't remember doing that, but okay. So I unscrunch them. I go clean up. I'm doing something else. I come back to the kitchen. They scrunched up again. I say, oh, okay, Mama. Understood. I know you here. So at this time, like I said, I'm watching John Edwards. I'm watching a lot of Montel Williams, and he got Sylvia Brown on there. So I'm watching Sylvia Brown on everything. Miss Cleo, I done called the psychic hotline a million motherfucking times. They done told me, like, you are gifted. You need to get in the tub. You need to light candles. You need to talk to the spirits. They're waiting to talk to you. I'm like, bitch, that's not going to happen. Bitch, you voodoo demon. But I got tarot cards, so I'm trying to learn. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't know because I'm drawn to it, and I feel like I am supposed to do it, but I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. In the meantime, I'm in this abusive-ass relationship. So, like I said, him, the director of the projects, him and Kent have an issue. So they going through their own thing, and I'm just like, I'm so sick of all of this shit, right? So I go around to his mother house. Now, I used to hold all of the dope. He used to make me hold the dope in my panties. So I got all of the dope on me at this time. So I go around, like I said, he didn't know I had been planning all day anyway to leave him because the spirit said, get your ass up, get the birth certificates, any papers you may need. You're not going to be able to take no clothes. You ain't going to be able to take shit. Get your shit, and when you leave, you're going to go to the store. I want you to go all the way to the back of the store, ask for the manager, tell him to call the police, tell him you're in an abusive situation, you need somebody to help you. That was my plan. So I packed up everything that was already in my purse. So when he said, take your ass around to my mama's house and sit on the porch, I get there, I already had a plan. Cool, nigga, deuces, I'm leaving you anyway. So I go around there, I'm sitting on his mama's porch, me and Toddy. Now, he got a nephew named Jordan that was 11 at the time. And so he was over there, we talking or whatever. As I'm sitting there, I see Tasha coming in because his mama stayed right there where you come in at. I see her hit the gate. She's coming in, getting ready to come through the entranceway. I say, Jordan, catch Tasha before she gets to my house. He take off running. I take off running behind him. He caught Tasha right before she get there. So I run up to the car. I say, bitch, if anything I've ever done for you means anything, you would get me the fuck out of here right now. She was like, get in the car, bitch. Put Toddy in the car. I jump in the motherfucking car. I say, take off now. She's like, what is going on? I said, I cannot. This nigga is beating my motherfucking ass. I cannot do that. I gotta go. She was like, well, bitch, what you want to do? You want to call the police? You want to go to a shelter? I said, I'm going to have to because what am I do? You know what I mean? I don't know. She was like, well, bitch, I got you. Whatever, whatever. I say, Tasha. She said, what you? Because, New York. What you? I say, I got all his dope. She said, this nigga's going to fucking kill you. He's going to kill you, B. Oh, my fucking God. I'm like, I got all the dope. So she take me to this little store not far from the project. Now, it's still phone booths and shit right there, right? So the phone booth is like a little slit, and then there's some trees. And so I take the dope, and I throw it between the trees behind the phone booth. I call the police. I throw my knife back there, too, because I carry a knife. I threw that back there like, fuck that. They may want to search me for that. So they come. I tell them what's going on. I need to leave. That's when they take me over to the shelter. The shelter send me over to West Palm Beach. My dumb motherfucking ass keep calling this nigga. So, because he can't call me, so guess who calling? Me. I'm calling him. I probably done called him like 3 or 4 times. So we get on another motherfucking bus. I take the little money that I had from welfare, and I get me a bus ticket because I really want my W-2s as well. Like, I'm going to take this money and I'm going to take my ass back to Ohio. So I go and get my motherfucking W-2s, but when he see me pull up, he's smiling, and I'm smiling like, you got my name. Stupid as fuck, bro. Stupid, stupid, stupid. At this time, I think we was together for like 5 months at this point. So now I pull up, he happy, like, babe, yeah, you know. So we go, he take me over there to the mailbox to get my W-2s and shit. He take me to his sister take me to the H&R Block to flip my shit. I get 6,000 back, a little bit over 6,000, like 6,500. We are waiting for the check to hit. In the meantime, we're now homeless because leaving, he done left the apartment and all this shit. Like I said, he had an issue with the director of the apartment. So now we trying to be funny. We done left the shit in the apartment. We done unplugged the refrigerator and then left fucking chicken in there so it stink, all kind of shit. We just did some shit. So we can't even go back. Because we ain't evicted. We didn't left the apartment. I left, so he left it. And so everything's off, and he was like, basically, him and him got into it, like, fuck you, nigga, fuck you in that apartment. So we can't even go back because we done did all this dumbass shit. So now we homeless. So we just kind of living in the car for a few days, waiting on this money to hit. You know what I'm saying, to go pick it up. The money hit. We go and get it. But before we leave to go to Cincinnati, we make a plan like we're going to move to Tampa. But we're going to take Toddy. I don't know if we were just going to Cincinnati or if we had decided we was going to move to Cincinnati. Anyway, we go to Cincinnati. But before we go there, we go and stay with his cousin for a couple nights because we were staying there, you know, going to stay there and wait for the check. The check hit, we go and pick the check up. So we're going to spend another night there, whatever, because she had fixed up the garage like a bedroom, right? So then Toddy was in there with the kids. She was like, I ain't got no place for y'all in here, you know. This the one I said she was fucking with the dude, Tommy. Tommy was super abusive to her. He had burnt up. She was burnt up on like 70, 80% of her body to where she had to wear that little garment thing, the compression garment, because he had burnt up. But her face wasn't burnt up. She was a really pretty light-skinned chick with green eyes. She was like, I love Tommy motherfucking ass hell. Like, you still love Tommy and this nigga done set you afire, bitch? I don't know about it. I don't know about it. So that's when I found out that his teeth is fake. I don't know this whole time that he got fake teeth. He just would never let me in the bathroom with him. And so at her house, it was like this little bitty ass hole in the door. I needed to know what the fuck he be doing in this bathroom, reason why he don't want me in his bathroom. So I'm peeking through the hole. I see him pull his teeth out. I said, this nigga ain't got no motherfucking teeth. Because he wasn't no pussy eater. You know, he didn't probably try to eat the pussy twice, but he was laying pipes, so it didn't really matter to me when he was pussy because I didn't want no arguing, I didn't want no smoke. I told you this nigga didn't smack the fuck out of me. Like, I didn't want no smoke. You know what I mean? So it was just so much. So we in the damn garage, and he's already salty because he want me to serve him all this other shit because he controlling the money. You know, that's a lot of little money or whatever. He in his thought like, we gonna start, you know, he gonna be a kingpin again. He gonna use his money to flip it. Now he's a booster too, but he don't steal. He take the boosters to the store. This was also kind of a drawing period for me too, because we used to take him to the store, and I sit in the car and wait on him. The boosters were like old crackhead dudes and some young crackhead bitches and just some regular boosters. So we'd take him to different places, and so he started using Toddy as a mule. Don't judge me. I let him do it one time. They go in the store. When I say as a mule, what I mean is he will load the cart up and he will have her push it out the store. So that's what he would do. On top of having the other boosters, we would take him. And so I had got this car. I had bought the car myself because, like I said, I was getting the little checks from school and shit, and I got this check, the last check, whatever. And plus I was getting welfare. And so I bought the car, and so it wasn't a lot. We didn't even spend a lot. We was really owed money on it. So we was going to drive that to Cincinnati and all this other shit, move to Tampa with it and whatnot. So this particular night, and I'm going to say this story, and then I'm going to go because I'm going to lay my ass down. This particular night, we are in the garage, but because he is a paranoid schizophrenic, he has locked, like he would barricade us in a room, he has locked the garage from the inside with a padlock, and I can't get it off. Only he can because he got the key. But like I said, she had set up like a bedroom, so there's a small little TV, a lamp, and then it's like a mattress on the floor. And so we're laying down on the mattress, but he keeps trying to fuck me, and I'm like, you're not getting ready to just fuck me. Eat some pussy or something. You know what I mean? Like, you ain't getting ready to just fuck me. I don't want to do that. So now he getting mad. He trying to take it. And I'm like, look, I don't want to fuck. So now he mad. He started hitting me in my stomach, like with blows. Like, now he hit me like, boom, boom. And he's knocking the wind out of me. I've had it. Because what he did was hype me. Because the first fight I told you about just now that was really bad, I had to go to the hospital. He told me, he said, you was fucking me up. He said, if I was a bitch, I would have been in trouble. Like, because you was rumbling with me. Like, you gave me a run for my money. I'm like, thinking to myself, like, okay, nigga. So now I know. Okay. Pressure. So he is hitting me, and I'm like, I've had enough of this shit. So now I'm fighting back. You know what I mean? We are tussling to the point we done knocked over the motherfucking lamp. So when we knock it over, I grab the cord, I wrap it around his neck, and I'm holding on to it for dear life. He cannot breathe. I am standing behind him holding his cord like this because I know he's about to beat my motherfucking ass if I let this cord go. He can't breathe, and he's grabbing. And I'm like, bitch, if you go kill him, you got to kill him. If not, bitch, you about to take an ass whooping. I couldn't kill him. Couldn't do it. I couldn't fucking do it. I couldn't do it. I let go, and when I let go, he let go. This nigga beat my motherfucking ass locked in this garage. And I do mean he was low, like he was unloading motherfucking blows, bitch. I mean, he was unloading motherfucking, he was hitting me with thunder. And I mean in my head and in my face. I had a knot on my nose for years that would not go away because of this. This is the time I said he had grabbed me by my hair and was dead punching me in my face. Bow! And every time he hit me, I would scream, you hit like a bitch. Because I don't know why. I don't know. I was just out my fucking mind. I was out my mind. He did it 3 times, and I screamed, you hit like a bitch. But when he came back, he had picked up the hammer. And I just screamed like, no, okay. And he's like, stop fucking playing with me. He threw the hammer down. I jumped up, and I ran to the door, and I couldn't get out because it was padlocked. And he was like, calm. He was like, let me just talk to you. Come here. Let me just talk to you. And I'm looking at him like I don't want to fucking talk to you. Like, I am leaking. It is blood every motherfucking where. I'm like, just get away from me, Kent. Like, I don't want to talk to you. I said, let me talk to you. I'm like, no, just leave me alone. He said, I said, let me talk to you. And went for me again. Just started beating me in my head. Boom, 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 boom. I'm running through this motherfucking garage trying to get out this motherfucker. Because it's 2 sides. It's a double garage. This one, you can't open this side. So it's just like this side, and this is padlocked. So now they ran back over here where the bedroom is, trying to get the fuck out of here. He like, just let me talk to you. I'm like, fine, just stop. Just stop hitting me. He said, you need to clean yourself up. Go in there and clean yourself up. And I'm like, well, you got to let me out. So he take the lock off, and we go in there. When we go in there, she say, what the fuck is y'all doing? She see blood. She's like, oh, my God, what is going on? He was like, go in there and clean yourself up. I said, I'm not cleaning up shit, because now I feel like freedom, talking big shit. I said, I'm not cleaning up shit. I want you to look at me. I want you to see what the fuck you did to me. I want you to look at it. You see what the fuck your cousin did to me? She's like, y'all got to go. Y'all got to go. You can't do that here. That's not happening. No. What are you talking about, bitch? Tommy didn't burn you up. You talking about you still love this nigga. Like, what? Okay. She said, in the morning, y'all got to fucking go. Now, the kids is all in the living room, sleep on the floor, on the pallet. I'm sitting on the couch by the kid's head. He like, go clean yourself up. I'm like, I'm not going nowhere. You see what you did to me. I want you to look at it. I sat there probably about an hour. It was blood everywhere. And then I finally went and cleaned myself up and took a shower. And the next day, we hit the road. I went and cashed the check. We hit the road like nothing happened. And we took pictures, and he took pictures with Toddy, and it was like nothing happened. Nothing happened. That's crazy as hell. Like that shit was crazy, and then we went to Cincinnati. But I saved the rest of it for story time because there was a lot of shit that happened even before we left Florida, you know. But because, like I said, we sold dope together, and so I was froggy. Like I said, and we was robbing niggas. Like we was not selling real dope for real like that, and so he had got me this trench coat, like a brown, like motherfucking Inspector Gadget. Dun 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 dun. And so my hair, I would do my hair, bitch. I had this long weave in, bitch, and I had my makeup on. And I have on like regular jeans and t-shirt, and I'd be flying, be fucking cute. But I have on this trench coat, because in my trench coat, I had a knife, bitch, and I was going to kill you. Like, when they got in the car to buy the dope, they must sit up front and I sit behind them, because in any move, bitch, I'm going to kill you. And he knew that. Like, I would kill you for this nigga. I was crazy like that. Like, he had me gone. Like, I was going to kill anybody. Like, I was getting into it with bitches about this nigga. Like I have turned into my mother. Like, when we driving, bitch, I'm all the way over here where he's sitting at, like my mama type shit. And bitches be like, can't. I'd be like, bitch, that's my motherfucking husband. Like, it was going down. Like, bitch, get the fuck. Bitch, who? I was ready to rock bitches about this nigga. We be sitting at the club, bitch, selling the dope. I'd be ready. I'd be ready to jump. I'd be ready. Like, 'cause I was going to fuck somebody up about it. Like, why? I don't know. He had me gone. He had me gone. It was crazy. Men are very fucking broken, cheesy. It was crazy. I was crazy. He was crazy. The situation was crazy. Like, he used to love for me, because I had a decent body then. He would love for me to wear like short shorts and shit, and he would want to parent me around the projects. He want me to walk around with him, like, yeah, this my bitch right here, you know, showing me off. But then he's so jealous, like, oh, you fucking somebody? Like, what? What are you talking about? No, not. I'm scared to fuck you, you know. Like, but that shit was crazy shit. That was crazy shit. And I could tell his mama didn't really care for me. He had a daughter too, Sade, and little Kent. They had separate moms, so he would wake up and think that I was his son's baby mama. Because when he showed me the picture, I looked like her. She looked like me. She just didn't have no motherfucking moles, and she had a better body than I, you know, shapely and shit. But he would wake up. He did it like once or twice. He would think I was her, and he would ask me questions and shit like, "Well, where Will at?" Like, what? I am not her, nigga. I'm me. He would not know. He would not know. This nigga was but motherfucking crazy. And I do mean, like, this nigga done choked me, tried to beat me up at the laundromat. Like, he done tried to lead me places. Like, mm-mm. Now, let me back up all the way to the beginning when he raped me. This is why I, like, man, you gotta watch who you have around your kids, man. Because the night that he raped me, bruh, the next morning, remember I said I took Shelly outside and I was talking to her, right? And so when we came back in, Toddy said, "Can I talk to you outside?" So Toddy then took me on the front porch. And I'm like, what is it? Because I'm thinking she about to tell me something about Shelly, because Shelly got two little boys, too. Um, and she said, "Why was you crying last night when that man was trying to push you off the bed?" So she didn't see everything without even knowing what she's seeing, what she looking at. She was, because when I seen her turn her head and move, I thought she was just turning her head because she was asleep. I'm not knowing she's watching all of this whole rape she watched. And she wanted to know, why was I crying when that man was trying to push me off the bed? That shit was crazy. Anyway, this has been story time, motherfuckers. we'll pick it up again when we finally move to Cincinnati when we get there, because that was a lot happening there too. Cause he beat me up one more time after that, and I was done. Um, who was programmed, man? Well, anyway, I love y'all from a genuine place. We'll finish story time another time. I love y'all for fucking with me as early and late as that it is. I need a joint now too, girl. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. That was a lie. I know. I know. I know. I know. I know. I went through a lot. I went through a lot. I went through a lot with him. And I felt like it was my fault because I felt like I exaggerated, like, because Melvin wasn't like putting his hands on me, but I felt like he was abusive because I felt like he was stalking me, and so I had to lie to say he was abusive to me to even get there. You know what I'm saying? For them to take me in, because I had to lie some, and I felt bad, and I felt like that was my karma when I got with him because I felt like I shouldn't have lied, and it was just like I was punishing myself because I felt bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, this your karma. You said somebody was abusing you, and now you're in this fucked up abusive ass relationship, bitch. And that's what it was. Like, it was crazy. In total, we were together like 10 months, 11 months. Yep. And yep, yep, yep. Well, I'll talk to y'all tomorrow. We'll pick it up again. I love y'all from a genuine place. Y'all go get some sleep. Smoke your joint or something and get some rest. I love y'all. Talk to y'all soon. Peace.